let's look at the agenda. I'll be giving you introduction to event, what we are going to cover in the next 3 days, and what you can benefit, who can benefit, and followed by, as and then we are known to give some use cases. So we'll be talking about use case, followed by I'll be talking about a life cycle of a project. If you meet a client, if you're getting a client, what are the steps they follow, how the company works. I'll be giving an overview of that, and followed by our art of our course. We'll see what are the technologies and tools that we are going to use this for this project or use case, and followed by we are all here to know about Fabric. So just before we get started, it's going to be 3-day session starting from today, 29, 30, and December 1st. And it's going to be completely 10 hours on understanding the root of Microsoft Fabric. And we will be completing one end-to-end project, which will not happen today, which will happen on the last day. Sunday we'll be covering one end-to-end project. And for all the 10 hours, 3 days, I'll be the speaker. I'll be talking to you on every component that what we have in our Microsoft Fabric. And the takeaway will definitely be understanding the Microsoft Fabric from root, and followed by a hands-on experience on building the project. Now, it's my privilege to talk about myself. Most of you know me, but it's my privilege. I represent KSR here, KSR Data Vision. I do have 10 years of experience in IT. I'm an MBA graduate. I have been into the data field for last 10 years, and I'm ex-employee of Amazon and currently working with Microsoft. I do have good experience working with different domains, and I've worked with almost 80 plus projects. So definitely I'm here to share all of my project experience here. And in fact, I have done 5 projects in this year only on Fabric. So I'll definitely share you all the knowledge here, and let's grow together. And followed by, I do have a good training experience. For the last 6 years, I've been into training, and all 6 years associated with KSR Data Vision. Some of the ground rules of this bootcamp, we are going to start from scratch, like zero. So some of you may know some concepts, some of you may be like listening for the first time. And I want to justify everyone in this class today. So I would take everything from scratch, like from zero. So if you are aware of it, well and good, appreciate it. There is something to learn always. So please have patience until you get the topic which you're looking for. In the start of the class, you had some expectations like I need that, I need this, but we have framed, because it's not easy to learn everything in 10 hours, and you know better, right? We cannot become a data analyst or a data engineer in overnight. So 3 days, it's not possible. But for this next 3 days, we will learn something and we will get some knowledge out of it. So I'll be like disabling the mic for a smooth session. So if you have any questions, you can post it in the chat. We will definitely answer you towards the end. We will have good time in the last for discussions. And as I said, this session is completely treated like a basic person who doesn't even have any IT experience, who comes here and sits, he should be able to understand. So that's the foundation that we are going to set here. So please cooperate here. Please ask only the valid questions. And towards the end, I'll have an open mic session where you can talk whatever you want. You can ask your questions. So that's some of the ground rules. Now, again, this will be one question like, is this the right course? Is this the right session? Is this the right bootcamp? So who can attend? Who should not attend? As simple as that. I have a table for you. So who can attend? Right from students, professionals, working, experienced people, freshers, anyone can attend this. And in fact, you should have some interest towards data and data-driven platforms. So that's a primary requirement. And people who are trying to begin their career, yes, definitely this is a good platform for you to understand. But I should also tell you, who is not the right audience for this? People who are looking for somewhere towards a different professional than IT, maybe this may not help you, because this is an IT role. So definitely you'll be using this in your IT. If you are like into some other profession, maybe this may not help you. And one thing which I really want to tell you is in this 10 hours, if you're expecting a full course of Fabric where I'll be ready to take a certification, in that case, I'm sorry to say this is not the platform, this is not the course to master everything in 10 hours. I hope you understand that. And followed by, if you are not implementing the project after this 3 days, once we cover the project, if you're not implementing it, then it's completely going to be a waste, because just listening orally may not help you. Each and every one is requested to practice, right? In terms of credentials, access, Fabric environment, and the data sets, everything will be shared with you. So to make good effective of this course, you have to have the practice, right? So this is where I would say where you belong to. You belong to left side, welcome. If you belong to right side, then you can feel free to drop off, right? So I've told you clearly who will be the right audience, right from student till the experienced profession, what is happening in the market, what is specifically happening with Microsoft. Here you will get an answer, right? So with all that, let's discuss about what we are going to cover in day one. So the day one agenda will be, I'll be taking one use case and we will be talking about the blueprint of the project. When I say blueprint of the project, every requirement that you're going to get, how are you going to handle it, how the companies are going to capture this project, and how are they going to have an agreement, and then what are the tools and technologies we are going to use. We will see that. And followed by, of course, if I want to talk about Fabric, cloud knowledge is very important. So I'll be giving a highlight on cloud, and specifically we'll be focusing on Azure, and then finally we'll get back into Microsoft Fabric. So this will be the day one. Today you may not be learning completely on Fabric, but what you need for learning Fabric is what today's agenda will be. Followed by the day two, you will be understanding the core concepts of Microsoft Fabric, and we will see what are the important components that it is going to be helpful for building our projects that we are going to see. And at last, this is going to be the climax you will have at the end-to-end project that we are going to complete on Sunday, right? So this is a day one, day two, day three, and I request you to be present in class, because we will be looking at your attendance. Only if you have 80% of your attendance time, you will be getting the credentials. Okay, we are going to give you the account, Fabric account, but one primary condition is you have to be present 80% of your attendance time. For example, the session is for 3 hours. We need you at least 2.5 hours to be in class for getting that eligibility of getting the account, because personally we are spending a lot of money for this licenses. It's not easy to generate license for everyone. So the team is working day and night for that. And this is a giveaway from KSR Data Vision. So I would request you to utilize this, listen, observe, enjoy like a movie, right? And for today's session, 3 hours, you will not get any break. In between, you can grab whatever you want, take a break, in a sense, do a parallel work and listen carefully, right? So 2.5 hours of minimum attendance is required to get your licensing, or else you will not get it. So that's something which I wanted to tell you upfront, so that you are present for all 3 days. 80% of your attendance is needed. Now, day one, day two, day three, all set. Let's get into the subject. Now, let's talk about a use case. Every single person in this session would have traveled by a ride sharing company. It could be a Ola, it could be a Uber, or it could be a Rapido. You would have traveled, right? And Lyft, there is another famous ride sharing company. If you see in US based companies, Lyft is also one of the top ride sharing companies, right? Now, what do you do in this ride sharing companies? You want to go somewhere, you just open your app and you just give your destination, and wherever your current location, it takes that, and there is a booking happens, and immediately you will get a notification, you will get a messages all about details, and you will start the ride, right? Now, I hope that you're all of my age. So definitely we have not born with all these technologies, right? All this happened in the last 10 to 15 years. In the 10 to 15 years is where I have started using. And if you ask me in my college times, have I used this app? Definitely no, right? There was only buses where we used to travel, but buses and auto rickshaws. But here, now we have all the type of cabs, different clients we have, right? Now, in this, let's see what is the main objective of these companies. If you take a Ola, Uber or Rapido, what is the main objective? The main objective is very simple. They need to have a very good customer experience. They need to have some market expectations. For example, there is always a challenge between different vendors. Ola will always be competing with Uber. Uber will be always competing with maybe Rapido. There is always a competition that exists. So you need to have that market expansion. Every company wants to grow. So that will be the main objective. And followed by, it should have a very good customer satisfaction. Today, without thinking, if you're opening Ola, that means you're a loyal customer of Ola, right? If you're switching between Ola and Uber, okay, let me take a Uber, let me take a Ola, let's see, I'll book both, and let's see which I'll get a confirmation. Maybe you're still not convenient, or maybe Uber has some loopholes, or maybe Ola has some loopholes, and that is why you're shifting between the apps. We do, right? Whenever we want to go somewhere, we don't try in only one app, we try in both. The reason, sometimes your rights are getting cancelled or your rights are not getting accepted. There are certain challenges you will be getting. So obviously that is why you're not loyal. So from the Uber side or from the Ola side, they don't want to do that. They want you to be loyal. That means they want you to use their own app. For that, what they need? They need to have a very good customer experience, right? Now, this is the main requirement for Uber. Let's talk about Uber. For the entire session, we'll take a Uber as a client, and this is only for explanation purpose. Since most of you are using Uber and Ola, I've picked one. So just because I like a black color, I've taken Uber. So don't think that it's for promoting of any other brand here. It's all about explanation. I just wanted to be transparent in terms of what we do. We have worked with a lot of projects. One project we will be taking, or one use case we'll be taking, will be on Uber, and that's why I've picked one, right? Now, the main objective here is, okay, I need to have a good customer satisfaction, correct? But is that the only service they need? Is it the only service they need? Definitely no. If you have to run a ride sharing company, imagine tomorrow if KSR is an institute, if KSR is also wanting to start one ride sharing company, KSR Rides. So tomorrow, imagine I'm getting frustrated with all these trainings and all. Let's say I want to start my own business. So I feel like, okay, ride sharing company is a good business. So let me start KSR Rides. What did I need, right? What I need? First of all, I need a mobile app. I need a website, right? I need to have the security. And in fact, I need to have some engineers who are supporting. And I would say in every application you take, the heart of the application is data. Without data, you cannot do anything, right? Without data, you cannot do anything. So the best is always in the last. So what I've done, the last three roles is very important to run the business, right? So specifically data engineers, data analyst, and data scientist. Now this three roles is a very important role. Forget about Uber or Ola. You take any client, these three people are very important to manage the load. Your roles related to data is like your blood. It's like your blood, right? Your blood flows all over your body, right, to keep you active. Similarly, the data has to flow throughout the application to make it better. So yes, we may need application support, website support, maybe we need a security, but all in all, the three important roles that is going to run the show for you will be data engineers, data analysts, and data scientists. Now these three roles is very important. Let's focus on these three roles. Okay, what is this data scientist? What is this data analyst? What is this data engineer? If you are confused, So I'll be talking to you on these three roles. Listen carefully because you have to choose one among this for your career. I've been working with multiple technologies in my career. In the last 10 years, even during the COVID time, even during the crisis time, what I have experienced is there was not even a single drop or a single percentage of trend drop in the data driven technologies. Every single day data is increasing, and we don't have a talented resource to go and do the analysis. That is what is a current trend, right? People are using data, people are using smartphones, people are using websites. All in all, everyone is using, but who is there for analysis, right? So that is where the data driven platform roles are lagging. So by end of this course, maybe you will be deciding one among this. What am I going to have? Is it I'm going to become a data engineer? Am I going to be a data analyst? Am I going to be a data scientist, right? Now, if this is a confusion, let's talk about one by one role. The route is always going to be data engineers. The route is always going to be data engineers. Very proud to say that I'm a data engineer. In case, if there is no data engineers in this market, life would have been very difficult. Life would have been very difficult. If you have not had any data engineers, you would have not had a data analyst and you would have not had a data scientist. That's a true fact. Are these people so important? Yes, they are. They are the most important, and you can take that privilege. Yes, I am a data engineer. A simple example, whenever you are going for some functions, whenever you're going for some maybe office, you're going somewhere to meet someone, you go to a beauty parlor. You go to a beauty parlor, right? So you go to a beauty parlor. In beauty parlor, they have a specialist, like a stylish. And you tell them, I want this type of haircut, I want this, I want that. You take all the services, right? Just imagine, just imagine life without a beauty parlor. Just imagine a life without a beauty parlor, right? So who is going to make you beautiful? Who's going to make you a better, confident person? So that way, whatever happens in the market, if these guys are not there, the root is not there, then there is no tree, there is no branches. Data engineers are the core of every single role what we have in today's market. You may have web development, website applications, mobile developers. Yes, mobile developers are maybe different role, but what they need data. They need data. Without data, what are you going to do? It's going to be always a challenging, right? So what these data engineers will do, let's see. You can see on the right side, there is a green box. This is a role of a data engineers. Okay, just imagine what your Uber has to do now. We are talking about Uber client. So let's focus on what will be the Uber's requirement. Now Uber is a centralized application here where all over the world people are using this app. If you want to travel from one place to another place, maybe you can book a cab and they will give you the send you the information and you'll take a ride. But what they need information from maps and GPS, right? So they need that information. Uber does not have their own app. Maybe they have to depend on some external apps such as a Google Apps, right? So they have to depend on your mobile location, GPS. That mobile is associated with your phone. So your phone's GPS has to go and get registered in their account. Google Maps has to get registered. So they don't have their own product. They are actually dependent on your device, your GPS, as well as a Google Maps, right? Now, whether you're a rider or you're a driver, you have to have a mobile. Without mobile, it's very difficult to start the ride, right? You cannot take your computer and laptops wherever you go. That is important. Now, ride booking, right? You have to book a ride. You need to have an app. You book it and it will go and search who is the nearest to driver they have and it will map it. You need to have a ride information. Of course, before getting into any of the cars drivers, you'll see the driver rating. right? You will see the driver rating. Just imagine you are booking a cab for a very important meeting and you have to go to your office and the driver rating is 1 out of 5. You'll think, you'll think, oh, maybe I'll cancel it and rebook it. You will think because you don't know why the driver rating is 1. So feedbacks becomes a very important parameter before taking any decision, right? And the most frustrating part to see is the failed transactions, because nowadays it's fine if any transaction is getting failed, you are getting the amount credited back in a while, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But there was a stage, let's say 3 years back or 4 years back before COVID time, if there is any transaction that is getting failed, they used to tell us it gets credited in 7 working days. We used to get this message, right? If any transaction goes wrong, and sometimes what happens in our busy time, we even forget it. Oh, I booked a cab last week and it got cancelled, or maybe the payment got cancelled. Did I get it back? Yes, definitely we'll have that confusion, right, in our busy time. So nowadays it's fine. The payments are getting, in case of failure, you're getting it back immediately. But there was a stage they used to take 7 days or 10 days. Now all this information has to be collected to Uber for a betterment of the business. And all in all, your traffic, your distance, your weather plays a major role. So where this weather information is coming, maybe we have an external system who is sending the weather information. Maybe today it will rain. We may have a lot of people who are on from this place traveling it. So you will get that demand. Where is going to be the demand area, or where is there is going to be a search area? Now all this you will be getting from an external information, right? So maybe there is a lot of traffic. I need to have a lot of cabs there. There are a lot of customers who are booking and they're not getting it. We have to have a supply and demand. What do you mean by supply and demand? If 10 people are booking a cab and you have only one driver in that area, so what will happen? 9 riders will not get the ride. Only one person will get, lucky person. But if you have a 10 people and if you have maybe 10 drivers, obviously you will get it, right? So where is that supply and demand? Now all of this information, if you talk about maps, GPS, payment, feedback, ride sharing, all of this, it is coming from different team. One thing you need to understand is this is not happening in one place as of now. Each and every team, they're working, certain teams is working on the payment side, certain team is working on the GPS side, certain team is working on the rider information, certain teams is working on the external factor. Now as a data engineer, what I need to do is I need to go and bring everything into one place. That is my first primary goal as a data engineer, right? I cannot go and do analysis like maybe how many drivers have decided, or maybe how many drivers have accepted it, or maybe how many transactions have got failed. See, if I simply say that there are 35,000 transactions that got failed, what is this number? What is this number? If I just say that 35,000 transactions have got failed, what is this number? You will not know it. So if I want to tell 35,000 transactions has got failed today. 35,000 transactions have got failed from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. 35,000 transactions have got failed due to network, due to low balance. If I tell this, then it's a valid point. So from the payment information, maybe I'll be getting the payment details, but I need to get that into a centralized Uber and then decide, okay, this much of transactions I've got failed, this much of transactions I've got success. Maybe that information I need. So all in all, you have to bring all this information to one place, and that one place we are going to build is like we are going to build a centralized data pipeline. Now, as and then, what is the role of a data engineers here? Data engineers will collect the data, will clean the data, will do the data modeling, and as for the business, they will do the data transformations. So if you are looking for a data engineer role, your responsibility will be to mainly collect the data, organize the data, clean the data, modernize the data, and transform the data. Your role will be a bit critical here because you are playing with the critical data here. You have to make sure you collect all of this data and then you have to organize it. Well, all in all, one of the highest paying packaged salary people are from data engineers. I have seen my own team who are getting even 60 lakhs more than that for a 10 years of experience of data engineers, the most demandful role is data engineers, because as I said, these people will not be on the front face, they play a very virtual role in the back end. So people in working in the back end, it's very, very important to run the show. Right? I always keep this example saying, whenever there is a good movie that has been a blockbuster and we all talk about, hey, this movie is really good, the hero has acted very well, the heroine has acted very well, the story is good, so everyone will appreciate only the directors, actors and heroine. But you know what, I'm not a big fan of movies, but one thing I can say is the real heroes are not the people who are standing on front and acting on the stage. The real people are working in the back end. It could be a light man, it could be a sound system, it could be the people who are arranging things, decorations, arrangements, setting up the stage. Those are the real heroes for me, because without that, you can't even have any movie. So everyone is saying there is a movie called Pushpa 2, but who's the back end? Who's the people who are working? Maybe director, hero and heroine are on the front side, but the real heroes are who's working in the backstage. So I always respect the people who are working in the backstage, not only with respect to IT, in terms of any role, the backend people are the people who are running the show, right? So data engineers are the root. They may not be like showcase, or they may not be available everywhere because they work in the backend. Okay, fine. We have all collected the data, we have gathered the data, we have cleaned the data, we have transferred the data. What's next? What's next? Now the Uber is coming and asking me, hey, can you tell me how many rides was taken today? How many rides was cancelled today? How many rides were successful today? Come on, yaar, where can I go and analyze all this? Everything is dumped here. Every single data, GPS data, map data, driver data, right, feedbacks, payment, everything is actually dumped here, right? Everything is dumped here. So where can I go and analyze it? I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I need another person. Who is that person? And the next immediate role who is going to help you will be data analyst. Data analyst. The screen you're seeing is a sample report that has been created for Uber. So what you see here, this is a report that we have built on top of the data that we already got it from data engineers. Data engineers are our best friends. Now I am a data analyst, okay? Now I'm talking behalf of data analyst. Now imagine that Santosh is a data analyst. Now we've already got a good help from the data engineers in gathering the data, organizing the data, cleaning the data, and they have helped us here. Now the next question is, who is a data analyst? Data analyst is a person who tries to bring the information of the data. They try to get some insights. They try to do some reporting. One of the best way to understand your business is visualization. One of the best way to understand your data is visualization. In this 21st century, people lack patience. If I want to go and understand the data, if I go to a table and figure out what is happening, how many rides have been happening, how many rides are canceling, how much of revenue that we have got to Uber, I don't have patience. For me, I want everything to be visualized. Now here I can see what is a total trip, right? What is a total trip, and on which particular day, which year, how many trips have been happened, what is the travel time, right? And all, what is the traffic, what is the average travel time. All of this information is a very, very important information to run my business, and for that I need a report. I need a report. I cannot expect my data engineers to do this. I need a separate set of people, and that is where we have data analysts. But let me tell you, without data engineers, this role doesn't even exist. Without data engineers, data analyst doesn't even exist. Data analysts are into the market because we already have a talented data engineers across the globe who are making our work effective. Now, what is the role of a data analyst? Now, data analyst will tell me all the key insights. They'll do some data validations, they'll do some reporting, they'll visualize, and what you see on the screen, the same report we are going to build it for different clients. Today I'm talking about Uber just because today morning I was reaching office by Uber. I'm taking a Uber, but I can take Ola, I can take any other domain, any other business. The main objective here is I have to do a report. I have to do a report, and that report is going to be the important parameter for showcasing to my clients. Now, as a data analyst, imagine that you are building the reports. Now, slightly, I would say one step, the salary will be less for data analyst because the work is also easy. The work is also easy. Compared to data engineers, your data analyst role is easy because in this market, we have a lot of good tools which can make this report without much efforts. There are a lot of tools in the market where you can use like a drag and drop, where you can bring a drag and drop. With a drag and drop, maybe I can do this chart. It took me 1 minute to do this chart. Maybe it took me 5 minutes to do this chart. There is a possibility that you can make it better, but still there is a bit of struggle here where you have to understand the business and you have to write some calculations. How the revenue is getting calculated, how the profit is getting calculated, how many riders are there, how many drivers are there. All of this informations will be there. Now, from the data analyst perspective, imagine, okay, imagine Uber is having a bit of revenue drop. Slightly, the revenue is not getting generated. The people who are working in Uber, I'm telling you, this is an example I've taken, so please don't be harsh on me. I've just taken as an example just because today morning I was traveling by Uber, so I have to take this as an example. So this is an example, this is an example report. Let's assume that Uber is actually having a revenue drop. Now, what this data analyst will tell you is, data analyst will showcase that on the report, saying that, guys, month on month or a year on year, we see there is a drop. But this guy's data analyst will not tell them, hey, can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Maybe if you can tell also, the implementation is a challenge. If you tell them, if you are charging a surge price, if you are not at all getting a cabs, who will come and book your cab? Obviously, your business will go down. So you may give them the idea why your revenue is getting dropped. One of the biggest challenges, lot of drivers has not been paid properly, and that's why they are leaving the job, because they are also have taken a car and the taxis on EMIs, so they have to pay. If they are not paid well, maybe they will also jump. Just like you people are jumping from company to company, drivers also will jump from Ola to Uber, Uber to Rapido, Rapido to XYZ. It happens. It happens. Wherever you are getting appreciated, wherever you are getting a good salary, you will stay here. You will stay here. Maybe if you get a better opportunity, you will go. That is what is happening when we have a very less drivers compared to the number of customers, or you're charging more, or you're having a prime search price. Obviously, people will not. So this information will be understandable by the report that is built by data analysts. They may tell, hey, team, Uber team, this is what is happening. This is what is the revenue drop. Maybe why don't you improve that? They may give you the ideas. Data analysts may give you the ideas, but who is going to implement it? Who is going to give you some suggestions? Who is going to implement the actual solutions? And that is where the hero of the roles, who is data science, comes into picture. So data science comes into picture. Now, who is a data scientist? Data scientist is a person who gives you maybe an optimized routing. Okay, if you take a long route, maybe it is taking 15 minutes. So they'll optimize it. They'll figure out which is the shortest distance. In your college time, you would have always gone through this, maybe your practical exams. Find the shortest path between the two distance. Maybe you would have done it right. You would have done it right. You just take a triangle. You just take a triangle from A to C. If you want to move in a triangle, if you are passing through the triangle, maybe it will take a more time. So you pass to that hypothesis line, right? Maybe I would say that it's the diagonal line. So it's the shortest. So who is the person who's going to find all these optimizations? It's none other than data scientists. So for data scientists, you'll also have some actuals and predictions. For example, imagine in Uber, we have 100 drivers today available in my area. So in Bangalore, in XYZ, we have 100 drivers. But today, there is some event that is going on near my home, or I can say that there is some function or there is some conference that is going on. So what will happen? A lot of customers will come. So a lot of customers will start booking. If I maintain the same 100 in my area, then a lot of people will end up not getting the cabs. Now that is where people will start getting frustrated on the cab services. Today morning I went somewhere, I did not even get cab. So you will keep speaking about that entire day, and that will spoil your day, right? So in order to have a good business, what this Uber should have done is they should have predicted it. Hey, we have a Christmas coming in the next 3 weeks. Let's have that Christmas area, wherever there is a church or wherever there's a people gathering, let's have a higher bandwidth of people. Let's have some few more drivers, or let's focus on getting the priority for those people, and then we'll focus on the places where there is a remote. Now, who is going to plan? Data scientist. Now, for the data scientist, just for finding the shortest path, you need to know some algorithms. You need to know some statistics, right? The guys who are very good at statistics, the guys who are very good in finding an algorithm and solving it, I can say this is one of the best role for you, where you are predicting what is going to happen. Personally, this role is also very close to me because this gives you to predict. By analyzing the past data, you can predict it. From January to October, from January to November, how much sales we have made. Using that, we can predict the sales of now December. So your predictions can be also achievable. Maybe your predictions is correct or not, we don't know, right? We don't know, but at least we can predict it. For the last 3-4 days, the temperature in Bangalore is very much going down. It's very cool. With this last 5 days of temperature, I can figure out what is going to be the temperature tomorrow. Whether I'm right or wrong, it's not the answer here. Whether my prediction is going to be near to that or is not, is what I needed, right? So those type of analyzing the past and predicting the future, who is going to do that? It's none other than data scientists. And as I said, for this, you need some ML solutions, you need some predictive analysis, you need to understand the business, how Uber is working, how they are generating their revenue. All of this is needed. Imagine this is a satellite image. This is a satellite image, and we see that in this particular area there is a highly dense population there. Maybe there is an event where 1,000 people have gathered there, and that is why it is showing in red color. From this satellite image, what this data scientist will do is they'll process this image. Hey, something is wrong on the satellite image. Maybe it's because of highly dense place, or maybe a lot of people have gathered there. So I need to have more caps there. Now, who is going to decide? It's the data scientist who's going to design an algorithm. So this will be the role of a data scientist, right? Now, we have a data engineers who are going to gather all the data, right? We are going to gather all the data, make it one centralized place. This is a very hard here because getting the data from the different teams, organizing it, cleaning it, you need some coding language. You need some programming language. You cannot just do like that. You cannot just do like that. You have to write it. You have to write some logics to clean the data. Maybe some emails will be having a special characters, or maybe some words, some names will be like test names. You need to properly clean the data. So cleaning becomes a major role for a data engineer. It is one step tougher, but it is really the worth. You know what? We cannot work for 20-25 years in IT as long as you get a high package. People are choosing data engineers. Data engineers are the topmost skill who are getting a high package. Now, slightly, this role has become easy. Why? Everyone knows. Drag and drop. There is a tools. You can do a report and you can do all of these calculations. It's becoming very slow. But one thing I would say is this is still in demand. This is still in demand. But nowadays, a lot of people have come to do the analysis. If I look for a data analyst, in my team itself, I have a lot of people where I can pick. But if I say a data engineers, maybe I have a few people where I have to pick. But data analyst role is also booming just because of all this fabric, cloud, it's getting. We will be seeing that in future. But as of now, this role is also getting popular because of some advanced features. And this role, you can still survive without coding. You can still survive without coding because a lot of tools has made your work where it is a drag and drop. Right? It's making your work easier. Now, next step is prediction. So this also requires a bit of statistics and coding knowledge, but this is also worth because this is going to be the future where everything comes with prediction. But all in all, one sad part of data scientist is because the data analyst or the data engineers are not able to prove the data or do a report properly, these people are also not getting the predictions right. These people are also not getting the predictions right because the data itself is struggling. We are putting a lot of efforts to make the data struggle, right? If you don't have a data engineers in your team, if you don't have a data analysis system, then there is no point in hiring data scientists because data scientists are top player. for the top layer to work effectively, you need to have the foundation and the ground. Everyone wants to stay in a penthouse, right? What is penthouse? Penthouse is something which you have on the fifth floor or the fourth floor on the last floor, where it's like you have designed as per your need, no noise because you're on the fifth floor, no noise, no external factors, no issues. You can stay, everyone can stay happily. Everyone's dream is to stay in the penthouse, right? The final floor. But do you think directly you can go to the final floor? You need to have that foundation. You need to have that strong building. You need to have that every step organized well. Only then you can stay in the penthouse. Your data scientists are the people who are staying in the penthouse. If they want to prove themselves, they need to have a proper reporting that is done by the data analyst, and that also depends on the people who are doing a proper data cleaning and data transformations. Without these two people, just forget it. You can't do anything. You can't do anything, right? So data engineers, ideally, yes, the first most important people. Then these guys are also important because these guys are actually telling me what is the problem. These caps are not working. These caps are getting negative feedback. This time we are not getting, caps. If you see the peak hours, the office time, we are not getting caps. Maybe in the down late nights, we are not getting caps. Now, these are the guys who are actually going to help us figure out the reporting. And based on these two people, these people are actually doing all the type of predictions. I'll analyze the data, I'll come up with some predictions, and let's improve the business, right? So data scientist plays a major role in improving your system's revenue. Even in KSR, we have a data engineers. Even in KSR, we have a data scientist. Even we have a data analyst. Now, the main people who are helping us to generate revenue is data scientists. They'll predict it. They'll predict it. Okay, what they will predict? Okay, let's have a alternative solution. If this is not working, let's have an alternative solution. If this is getting this type of data we are getting, let's have this much of prediction. So these guys play a major role in company's revenue, right? Now, just to give a flashback, why we come here? First of all, we wanted to understand a use case. We have taken a Uber. In the Uber not only needs an app, but they need every type of service. We have a different service. In that, we are focusing only on the core data-driven technologies. Now, that is where I'm talking about data engineers, data analysts, and data scientists. Okay, all good now. You know the difference. You know what is a data analyst. You know who is a data scientist, and you know who is a data engineer, right? Now, all good. Next, let's see two companies. One is TCS, one is Uber. Let's see two companies. Now, what is the role of a Uber here? What is the role of Uber? Uber just provides you services for the end customers. You're all end customers. You go, you book a cab, and directly Uber takes you somewhere, and you pay them, and they'll generate a revenue. This is called Uber. Now, Uber company, their main objective is to have their own app. They have their own app. Maybe Uber has turned to Uber Eats. Maybe they have a different products. That is our main goal. That is our main goal. Is there any cab service called TCS? No. TCS is a service-based company. Now, what is this service-based company? Service-based company or product-based company is very important to understand to choose your roles. Now, in the back end, what will happen? Your Uber company will not be able to do every work. They cannot do all the reporting. They cannot do all the data engineering. They cannot do everything. Instead, they will tie up with a company called TCS. I'm just taking an example for TCS. Instead of TCS, it could be HCL, it could be Infosys, it could be Wipro, it could be any company there. Now, this Uber wants to do a report, wants to build a data pipelines, and have to predict something. This is a role of a Uber, but they don't have people. What they will do? They'll tie up with TCS. Now, TCS, they will have also support to Uber. They will also have a support to Rapido. They'll also support to have some banks. So your TCS does every type of task because your TCS is actually filled with the talented people. They have lack of people working under them. They know data scientists, data analysts, data engineers, app development, web app development, everyone they have. So this guys, Uber, hey, why we have to put a lot of efforts? Our core strength is to run the show, to be the front face for the end users. Why should we worry about it? Let's outsource it. Now that is what Uber is actually tying up with TCS. So I'm going to explain for the next 20 minutes how the company works. Listen carefully how the company works. Uber is running a show by having its own app, but they cannot tackle everything. So they are tying up with TCS. Now, this guy, the product manager, right, is a manager, is actually signing a contract to the employee of TCS saying that, boss, I need this work. I need this work. What is the work? I need one centralized storage system where I have to collect all the data, organize it well. Nowadays, what we are getting, we are like data scattered across systems. So can you bring everything one place, clean it, organize it? Okay, done. Next, can you generate one report which shows you the complete information, how much revenue we are generating? Okay, next. Then you also need to predict how much revenue we're going to make so that we can improve the business. Now, all these three are the requirements from Uber. They can do it themselves. They can do it themselves, but still they're trusting a company who are very good at doing it. Who is that? TCS. Now it will go back to as a contract, and this is a manager, and maybe this is the employees. It will go there. Now how the process works, I'll tell you. Once the agreement is done, once the contract is done, they'll give a budget. They'll give a budget. Uber is saying, boss, if you build a project for me in the next 1 year, they are telling TCS, okay? They're telling TCS that they have a contract. They have a contract and they're saying, if you can do this project for me in 1 year and the project worth is 80 lakhs, let's sign up. So TCS will think, okay, we will do this project. First, it will come to Santosh. Now, who's Santosh? Santosh is a technical manager in TCS. So I will get the request. The clients, I will get the request. There will be always a hierarchy. In KSR, if any project comes, maybe I will be involved. So I'm trying to get that same understanding here. Tomorrow, Uber is coming with some proposals. They want a project which has to complete it in 80 lakhs. And the duration is you have to do it in 1 year. So what is the requirement? They want data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, all three together has to build one project. Now, what I'm doing, I have a manager who is Santosh, who is me. I will reach out to HR. Hey, HR, for this project, which we have got from Uber, I need minimum 3 people. I need minimum 3 people. So HR will ask me, what type of skills you need? What type of experience you need? Do you need a data scientist? Do you need a data analyst? Do you need a freshers? Do you need an experienced people? Or do you need a team leader? What you need? HR will ask. I will give them the list. I need 3 people. I need 3 people. This 3 people, one has to be a data scientist, one has to be a data analyst, one has to be a data engineer. And for this, I will also give experience. For freshers, maybe I can get this type of freshers. For engineers, I need 2 to 3 years. For a scientist, I need a 5 to 6 years. I will mention the experience. Now, what HR will do? There will be a lot of people in TCS itself on bench. On bench. Now, what do you mean by bench? Imagine there is a cricket match. Only 11 players can play. But always they will not take 11 players. They'll take 16 players with them. Wherever they go, they'll always take 16 players. Why? Those 5 people will be like a replacements. Something happens to the main player, gets injured, he falls sick, or he left the team suddenly, some emergency. The guys who are sitting on the bench, 5 people, 1 will replace. Similarly, companies will also have something called bench people. So those who have already completed the project, those who are like coming from a maternity leave, maybe those who are upskilling themselves, they'll all be on bench. Now this HR, after taking my request, will go and look for, do we have a data scientist, data analyst, or data engineer? They'll look within the bench. In case if TCS bench people, they don't have the skills which I have requested for this Uber project, I need an expert in data analyst, I need an expert in data scientist, can you get me that? I asked HR. So HR went to bench to search it. but we don't have. We don't have. So what they'll do? HR will hire. HR will hire, and that is where you all people are getting calls. There is an opening here. There is a data engineer role. We need this type of job description. The reason why they are calling you because they don't have the people inside their office. That is why they are calling you, right? Now your skills, if they match, they'll set up the interview, correct? Now, what you're doing, HR is looking for bench. Maybe you have the bench, they'll hire it. Or if they don't have, they'll hire from outside. This is what will happen, right? Now what will happen? Now what will happen? Imagine I have to run the show in TCS. Imagine I have to run the show in TCS. In TCS, my package is 23 lakhs. My package is 23 lakhs. And I've told HR, right? I need one data analyst. I need one data scientist. I need one data engineer. I would have requested them, right? So what they would have done? They would have hired 3 people. So one person package is 10 lakhs. One person package is 7 lakhs. One person package is 5 lakhs. Now, how HR performance and Santosh performance is validated is within the less amount, we need to get the good people. And that is why a lot of HRs will negotiate you. If you're asking a 15 lakhs package, they'll say, no, we don't have budget. If you want to come, you come for 13 lakhs. Why the HRs are putting a budget? Because the HRs performance are also treated in for the lesser amount, you need to get the best people. That is where HRs and Santosh performance will be validated. So overall, for 1 year, they're giving this project means for 1 year, this people has to work for me. So the total salary that I have to pay for my entire team, including Santosh, because I cannot work for free. Nothing in life comes free. Just remember this, right? Nothing comes free. So we have to work for salary. So what will happen? The total salary that TCS will be spending on their employees will be 45 lakhs. 23 plus 10, 33. 33 plus 7, 40, 40 plus 5, 45. So totally 45 lakhs I have to pay. Now people are thinking, oh, the budget is 80 lakhs. The budget is 80 lakhs. So 80 lakhs Uber is giving to TCS, but TCS is hardly spending 45 lakhs. So that means where is this 35 lakhs? Where is this 35 lakhs? Are you thinking that 35 lakhs is a profit? Are you thinking if TCS is making 35 lakhs as a profit? If that is a question that you have in your mind, let me give you a clarification. Let me give you a clarification. Hey, Uber is paying 80 lakhs, yaar. 1 year project. And this guy's TCS, they have hired a people with a very low salary, 23 lakhs for a manager, 10 lakhs for a lead, 7 lakhs for a developer, 5 lakhs for a junior, 45 lakhs. Now, are you thinking the profit of a TCS is 35 lakhs? If you're thinking 35 lakhs, and if I go and question TCS, right? I'll go and question TCS. Hey, what, yaar? You're getting 80 lakhs, right? Why can't you give me 33 lakhs instead of 23? Why can't you get instead of 10 you can give 12, instead of 7 you can give 10, instead of 5 you can get 8. You can spend 50 lakhs also, so still you will make 30 lakhs profit, right? Can you do that? TCS will not do it. TCS will not do it. In fact, Santosh and the team will always work for getting the lesser cost good people. So why is that? Where is the 35 lakhs going? Where is this 35 lakhs going? In fact, if you go and ask this to your team, you know what they will tell? Boss, are you thinking 35 lakhs is a profit? Are you thinking 35 lakhs is a profit? And that too for one project? Well, if that is the case, who is giving you the building? Who is paying the rent? Who is paying you for the lift? Who is paying you for the infrastructure? You come, aram se you come in a seat. I'll give you a desk. I'll give you a chair. Who is giving all this? It's not from your grandparents' house, right? We are providing you that. Late night work means you will also stay in office. So we have to provide a workspace. Internet we are giving. Laptops we are giving. Power supply we are giving. All this are we giving for free? Who is going to spend on this? You are not going to spend. It's company who has to spend on this. Okay, next. Oh, we have to provide you cabs as well. We have to provide you the travel allowance. We have to provide you insurance. If something happens, we give you money. Where this amount is coming from? Where is this amount coming from? Housekeeping. When you go to an office morning, your desk will be as clean as that. Right? Right from replacing your tissue paper in your washroom and cleaning your desk. Who is taking care? Securities and housekeeping. Now who will pay all these people's salary? And already there is a people who are in bench. And HRs will not have any billing. HRs also we have to pay salary. Only for people Uber is paying. So who will pay for HRs? Who will pay for security? Who will pay for housekeeping? Who will pay for cabs? Who will pay for internet? Who will pay for office buildings? They will utilize from this 35 lakhs. If you are wondering, 35 lakhs is a profit, then you may be wrong, because the actual net profit will be somewhere around 20 lakhs. I'm just giving you an explanation how the companies work. Tomorrow, if Uber or Ola, if your client and they have been asked to do a data engineering or a data science work, this is how it goes. Right? Now, okay, 20 lakhs. What's next? How these companies work. This is a very, very important to understand how these companies work. TCS is a service-based company. Uber is a product-based company. Let's see how Uber is generating money. Generates revenue directly from the users who pay the access to Uber platform for riders. For example, today you're booking a cab. How much you're booking? You're booking for an area which charges 200 rupees. 200 rupees. In this, what they will do? 175 rupees they'll give to driver. 25 rupees they'll keep it for themselves. This is how Uber generates money. Uber generates revenue from the end users like you and me. You're paying 200 for the ride. In this 200, 175 is paid for the people who are driving you to the safe place. 25 rupees they are taking. But how TCS is revenue generating? Earns revenue by delivering IT services and solutions on project basis like this. They're giving 80 lakhs, right? Now this is a income, and post income they'll give all these things, and there's a profit. Now this is how TCS is making profit. So for TCS, the revenue is actually generating on project level. Now, if you ask me, in TCS, we will help them to build a product, we'll help them to take care of it, we'll help them to build a banking application, telecommunication application, or an e-commerce application. So TCS does not have a fixed domain. They focus on healthcare, they focus on finance, they focus on banking, because their only work is to get the money based on projects. You work for more projects, you will get more money. And that's how companies are working. But here, they focus on scaling the platform. For example, in the recent times, what I have personally experienced is during the rainy season, or if it is a raining, you don't get caps. Or even if you get caps, maybe your price is too high. Right? You would have seen a lot of memes in the Twitter and your Instagrams, right? The best platform where you can see the memes is Twitter. In Twitter, a lot of people post it on the take a snap, post it. Some of them have seen that my cab charges is more than my flight charge. You would have also experienced that, right? That way, what you can improve in Uber, how you can improve the pricing, how you can improve the wherever there is a demand, how you can improve the facilities. That is what your Uber will think. Uber will never think on banking or healthcare because they have their own product. But here they work on different domains. And the software and products or solutions developed are typically owned by clients. They don't have. So Uber is an app, maybe TCS a help to build, but after that they'll hand it over. But here, owns and manages its product, enhances and updates to the app internally. Internal team will be there who takes care of this app, right? And works with the business and enterprise as a clients. Here the clients are your TCS doesn't deal with you or doesn't deal with me. They deal with the actual clients like Ola, Uber, bank, Canara Bank, maybe telecommunication like Jio, Airtel. That is where they deal with. But these guys, they deal with the end users. Now that is a difference between your service-based company and product-based company, right? Now, okay, we got to know how this works. Now what's next? What's next? Client is ready. Company is ready. Manager is ready and the team is ready. Requirement is ready. Requirement is ready. We got to know whom we are going to work. We got to know who will be our client. We got to know we have the team ready and we also have the requirement ready. And all in all, ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. We got to know what is the requirement. We know who is our client. We know where we are working. We are going to work in the TCS and our client will be Uber. And we have the employees set up. We have a manager who is Santosh and we have the people who are working under me. And we also have the requirement ready. This is how every company works. This is how every company works. I started with a use case. I asked you if you're using a ride sharing app. We take an example of Uber. Uber not only needs a support only in the app, they need some data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, app developers, security people. In that we focused on only one area, that is data area. In that we talked about what is data scientist, what is data engineer, what is data analyst. And then I want to run a show. I want to build a project. So Uber has talked to TCS saying that, guys, let's make a contract. I'm going to give you this project for 80 lakhs, finish it in 1 year. As a manager, Santosh, I have gone through the requirement. I got to know that I need 3 people for doing this project. The 3 requirements are here. The 3 requirements are here. And I want to build this project. And then I arranged a call with Uber. Uber is ready to pay 80 lakhs. Then internally, I have to talk to TCS for getting some people, whether they are on bench or we're getting outside, we're already getting. And the entire salary that I have to go and pay for that 4 employees, including Santosh, will be 45 lakhs. Now, where is the 35 lakhs? 35 lakhs TCS will use for other services. And finally, they're making a profit of 20 lakhs. That's a margin. Okay. Now, client is ready. Team is ready. Everything is ready. What's next? What's next? Now, Santosh, who is a project manager, will go and talk to a project manager in Uber. See, Uber also will have data scientist. Uber will also have a data analyst. Uber will also have a data engineer, but they will not do every work. They will give it to us. They will assign it to us. So imagine Santosh is a trainer, right? There is another trainer in KSR. So sometimes what happens, I am in KSR. Sometimes if a new trainer comes, I will try to dedicate work to them. That is what, even in Uber also, you will still find data engineers, you will still find data scientists, you will still find every role. They will take you for working. In fact, I should not use this word, but every product-based company treats a service-based company as slaves. They will treat you like a slaves. They are saying, hey, we are giving money, right? Work for me. I need this requirement. Do that. Do this. That's what happens, right? Now, the next step, Santosh, as a project manager, will go and talk to a project manager in Uber, because project manager will have the same level, same knowledge, no ego. We discuss. Then what we decide is, what are the tools that we are going to use it for building these projects. Finally, after 1 hour, we are getting into the technical part. After 1 hour, we are getting into the technical part. What are the tools that we are going to use? That's next. We know the project, we know what we need to do, we know who is the client, we know the team. What's next? Now, what are the tools that we are going to use for this project? What are the tools that we are going to use this project? What skillful people you need, right? What type of role you need? And that is really important to run the project. Let's talk about report. Let's talk about this report. This report is centralized report, which is very important for Uber to tracking the revenue. How much rides is happening, how many customers are coming, how much of customers that we have over month on month, what is the amount that we are generating. This report is the most important report for me. So they asked me, hey, I want to build this report. Your Uber manager is asking the TCS manager, who is Santosh, which tool we can use. I have a good experience. I work for a lot of other clients, right? Working for TCS, I would have seen a lot of other clients. So I go and tell them, let's assume the client as John. Hey, John, I've done in the past, and we have a lot of excellent tools in the business, in the market. And for doing this report, we have a business intelligence tools. Why don't we choose Power BI? Why don't we choose Power BI? Now he comes and asks me, see, boss, 80 lakhs I'm giving to you. Apart from that, I should also spend some amount. For storages, I need to give money. For taking care of the data, I need to give money. So try to tell me a tool which is costing minimum for us. This is the only restriction what Uber manager is asking Santosh. Tell me a tool which is very optimized, which is very good for usage. It is very user friendly, and most importantly, the one which has very less price. And I told her, okay, I've done with Tableau, I've done with Oracle, I've done with SAP, I've done with Adobe. So all this you see in the below are the top tools that you can build a report. So I told them, see, I've worked for many clients. Many clients also had a major issue with the pricing. So we choose Power BI. Power BI is one of the excellent tool in my experience. If you want, you can also do a research. I will tell it and go. Now this guy will also, he's an expert, right? The reason why he's in the product-based company, because he knows everything. Product-based companies are always one step higher. They treat you like anything, right? They know it. So they will also decide. On a mutual understanding, we have decided to go with Power BI. For what? For doing the report, which you're seeing in the right side top corner. There is one black report, which is a Uber report. And for this report, we are going to build using Power BI. Okay, well and good. Power BI we have decided to use. Okay, what's next? What is Power BI then? Well, very proud to say, even after 9 years of the invention of Power BI is the most and intelligent tool that you can ever have it. What I have seen in my experience, it is one of the best business intelligence tool in the market. Best, the best. And for the last 5 years, continuously, it was on top from the Gartner's report saying that, yes, I am the best. In terms of its services, in terms of its usage, in terms of its pricing, Power BI is the best for reporting. I have done a research. That guys also have done a research. So we agreed and we went for a Power BI to do the project. Okay. Now, this part is a bit of components. Okay, even if you're listening for the first time, forget about it. Not that much important at this use case. We have 4 components in Power BI. One is specifically for data cleaning. One is specifically for data modeling. Data modeling is arranging, organizing it. One is specifically for visualization, and one is for sharing the report to someone. Now, these 4 components internally are running the show. Now, within Power BI, we have 4 important things. One is Power Query, one is Power Pivot, one is Power View, and one is Power BI Service. This 4 components within your Power BI is what is helping you to do a report like this, like this. Okay. Now, okay, Power BI is good for cleaning. Power BI is good for data modeling. Power BI is excellent for visualization. This is the most important feature, visualization. Power BI service for sharing. Okay, all good. We have 4 components. But can it serve my purpose? That's the question. Can it serve my purpose? Let's wait and watch. Can Power BI do everything for you? You have chosen Power BI. You have chosen Power BI, but Power BI, can it do everything for you? Let's see. These are my primary goal. Data storage, data processing, data analysis, and I need to do data science, because this is what is my requirement. Uber has given me a clear-cut requirement. You need to organize a data well, you need to clean the data well, you need to put it into a central system, you need a report, and finally you need to predict something. This is a primary requirement for my particular project. Okay, so we have agreed to use Power BI. Now, Power BI, it's a business intelligence tool. Can it serve all of this to you? Okay, let me wait and watch. Data storage, not possible. Your Power BI is not a database to go and store the data. Please keep that in mind. Your Power BI at that instant, it can have some temporary storage. It can have some temporary storage, right? That temporary storage you're using for reporting. It will never come with a database. You can connect your database and you can get the data inside your Power BI for reporting, but it does not act like a storage. One of the primary requirement for running my business, where I need to have all the data in one place, Power BI is not suitable for that. Only it is good for reporting, not for storage. But still you may ask me, people who know Power BI can think about it. Hey, we are getting the data to Power BI, right? We are connecting the data, we are copying a data. Yes, you can do it. It's just a temporary storage. You cannot go and lively write a code there. I cannot go and lively do a analysis there. Maybe visualization is helping out, but I can, if any new customer comes, directly it will not go to the Power BI tables. It has to go to the source tables. From the source tables, I have to set a refresh. Only then your Power BI is getting refreshed, but your Power BI does not act like your live database. That is where I am failing. Okay, let's go for data processing. Mixed feeling. By the emoji you will get to know. Mixed feeling. Processing. Partially possible. Partially possible. Maybe basic level transformations. I can use a M language or a Power Query editor, which is a built-in ETL tool. Basic level transformations, I'm still okay. I'm still okay. I'm assuming that data engineers are giving me a bit of clean data. So that is why data processing becomes a bit easy for me. And that's why I've colored with amber. Means okay, mixed feeling. Your data storage, impossible. Your data processing, okay, possible. You can write some expressions, you can do some calculations, or you can go and add some additional columns, calculated columns. You can go to a Power Query editor, you can add some additional columns. Well and good, appreciated, possible. But what complexity? Question mark. What complexity? Question mark, right? Now here comes the data analysis. Very happy, and as I said, one of the best tool that I can use it for analysis purpose. I can analyze it, I can write my calculations, I can do whatever I want, and with the help of this stands out to be one of the best business intelligence among all the others. Data analysis is the right platform that I can use it for Power BI. Now, okay, but end of the day, with this analysis, I need to also solve it. So I need to build some machine learning models. I need to some statistical code. Maybe I need to predict it. I need to have some image processing algorithms, shortest distance. Oh my God, it's a lot to talk about data science. But again, it fails. It fails. So your Power BI is the best. Your Power BI is the best, but not the best for everything. Not the best for everything, right? In your life also, you can always be good to some people, but you cannot be good to everyone, right? Whatever you do, somewhere or the way, you'll always be bad in someone's chapter, right? That's true. That's absolutely true information about your life as well. Somewhere in your some people's chapter you'll be very good, some people's chapter you'll be very bad. For me, data analysis, yes, Power BI is always a go-to tool for data analysis. But what about others? Can I store the data? Can I use it for processing? Can I build a data science models? Question mark, right? Now, with this, we have a problem. The problem that we have is, so where to store the data is the first challenge. Where to process the data, it's the second challenge. And where can we forecast the future? That's the third challenge. Now, how are we going to overcome these three important part of my project? Maybe, as I said, my Uber has given me a project which I have to do data engineering pipelines, data analytics projects, and data science. Well, I have found the solutions with the help of Power BI for data analyst, but what you will do for processing, what you will do for storage, and what will you do for prediction. Now, this is where your tool becomes a bit of ups and downs. No tool in this world is perfect. Every tool comes with drawbacks. Every tool comes with positives. Every tool comes with negatives. At this point of time, I can say Power BI is the good for data analysis, but it lacks the other opportunity for us. If you are thinking that only with Power BI I'll build the project, well, that's not the right way to do it. Okay, so we have decided Power BI, but we still don't know what we can do for data engineering and data science. So let's see. Let's go for a flashback. Let's go for a flashback. I told you in the start, today's session is like watching a movie. Right? In the movie, always there will be one flashback. So let's go to flashback. Flashback of Microsoft products. 2001 to 2010, you know what happened. And we have a lot of other tools, but since this workshop is only, we are focusing on Microsoft brand. So I'm talking about only Microsoft. There are a lot of other ways also you can store it, right? So you have a Microsoft Excel and CSV, SharePoint, SSRS, SSIS service, SQL Server Integration Service, and one is reporting service. All this we have, and we have SQL Server, and we also have MSBI. People are wondering what is MSBI. MSBI is a old Power BI. I can talk it about old Power BI. Power BI we know from 2015, but before that we have MSBI. MSBI means we have three tools: SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Now all this were the generation from 2001 to 2010. All these generations, if you see, flashback means we are going backside, right? We are going back. We are going in the past. So in the last 10 years, 2001 to 2010, maybe during our education time when you were in the 10th standard, 8th standard, or the where data was getting more used, in that case, if you see, we had this much of tools: Excel, CSV, SharePoint, SSIS, SSRS, SQL Server, MSBI. This were in demand, but slowly it also got some challenges. Imagine this KSR workshop, which is happening on 29th of November 2024. Instead of that, let's assume that it is happening in 2004, 20 years back. Yesterday I was seeing some movie. Okay, just like that, I was just saying I was just having some time pass. There was a movie where you have a time travel, it seems. You can go back and you can imagine like what it has been, or we can go back to a past, we can go back to childhood. It was like a movie. I don't think it can happen in reality, but it was a movie, right? So just like if this class is happening 20 years back, 2004, that case, I would have taught you about these tools. Now also we are using it, but not extensively. All these are tools. CSV files, Excel files, SSIS, SSRS, SQL Server, MSBI. So it's 2001 to 2010. Now imagine 20 years back, if I want to store all of your information, right? What I would have done is I would have stored in Excel and CSV files. Now, any guess how much a normal CSV for Excel files can hold the data? Any guess how much your CSV and Excel files can handle? By the way, I just want to tell you, I'm not still seeing your chats, your questions and questions or your doubts. So I'll be definitely allowing you to speak towards the end of the class. But at this point of time, I'm not accessing your chats. So just keep answering. Maybe by end of the class, after the class, if I get time, I'll go through all of your questions and I'll answer each one of you. But at this point of time, I'm not having access to your chat. So there was a sudden shift from your Zoom to Teams, right? So I'm not accessing that. So please bear with that. You can text me in the chat. I'll go through it. Now, how much data can Excel can handle is? It's going to be 10 lakh rows. So that means 1 million. The maximum records that you can store it in Excel is 1 million, right? But what if I say you that? What if I say you that the number of customers in Amazon is 100 million? What if I say you that the number of customers in Amazon is 100 million and your data Excel sheet supports only 1 million? Where is 1 million? Where is 100 million? Where can I go and store this? Right? So ideally, see, first of all, I will not be able to store in my Power BI. Power BI is only for visualization. So I have to store data somewhere. That is what we are talking about. The data can be stored in CSV files, or data can be stored in Excel files, or the data can be stored in SQL Server. That is why we went with a flashback. So let's assume that I'm storing in the Excel sheets. How much? Maximum of 10 lakhs, 1 million. But if I show you some banks, if I show you some Amazon, I can show you that the data is actually coming in billions. And where can go and store it in Excel? Not possible. Then I went for how much data can your SQL Server also store it? So your SQL Server can actually store up to 10 GB. 10 GB. So the maximum data that you can store in your system is 10 GB. Okay. Is it the limit? Definitely no. You can still have 1000 GB also, but provided you need to have a hardware upgrade. I need to request them a new server, hardware server. I need to increase, I need to pay the price, I need to pay for the initial cost, everything I need to do. So it is literally, if I spend more money, I will get it. So it's as simple as that. You go for a PG, you will get it for 5,000. Right? Only you're going to stay. Now, if your family is going to stay, you have to take a house for rent. Maybe it is 20,000. But if you want to own the house, you have to spend even more. So as and then you utilize more spaces, you have to pay more. So that is what's happening here. I can still have 100 GB of data, but I have to have a hardware increase. That means I have to buy an hardware. I have to go and request for the SQL Server. We are thinking about 10 GB. Right? We're thinking about 10 GB. We are all into a generation where GB is not at all valid now. Everyone is going in TBs, right? Now, a simple question, forget about Amazon. Let's talk about KSR. Let's talk about KSR. All the student information as of today, I am storing it in Excel. As of today, I am storing it in Excel, all the student information. How many students have joined, how many students have got placed, how many students are like applying for jobs, where they come from, where is the location, every single information. In fact, yesterday when you have filled the form, a Google form, even that we are storing in an Excel. But can you use it permanently? That's the question, right? Now, today, the entire KSR data vision data Santosh is managing, and the volume of the data is 1 terabyte. I can show you right away on the screen in my system. I have my own Excel files. I have my own system where the charges that I've spent to manage this KSR is just one laptop. Most of the times when you keep hearing about any startup companies, mostly in your reels, Instagram reels, you'll always think, they'll always share about how the company started, right? And very proud to say that KSR Data Vision was started in 2017 December with just one laptop. With just one laptop. And the number of students we trained on the first batches were one student. And then one student was also like my relative. We have taken the class for free, the complete batch. And that's how we started, right? That's how we started. The same laptop, I am using it for storing my KSR data. So today we started with one laptop in 2018 and this laptop is capable of handling 1 terabyte of data. My system is actually having 1 terabyte of hard disk where I can store up to 1 terabyte of data. And the amount that we have spent to start KSR was just one price of one laptop, which is 1 lakh. 6 years down the line. And we are here for a free workshop for you. Today, imagine KSR Data Vision's data volume is 10 terabytes. Now it's 10 terabytes. Okay. Straightforward answer. Can I buy 10 laptops? Can I buy 10 laptops? I need to store 10 terabyte of data. Can I buy 10 laptops? The easiest answer is yes, go for it. Yes, KSR was capable of spending 10 lakhs, go for it. But is it an optimized solutions? Definitely no. 10 system data, 10 laptops, 10 different Excel files, 10 different data sets. Tomorrow, if someone comes, maybe let's say KSR Mahesh comes and say that, hey, Mahesh comes and say that, hey, Santosh, can you pick out who has got the highest package? In the last 1 year, can you tell me who has got the highest package? You know what I need to do? First, I need to go and see in this who is highest. Next, I need to see who is highest. Next, I need to see in this. From the 10 systems, again, I have to take a max of salary. All it's a big challenge. All it's a big challenge. Even I hope you know Mahabharata and Ramayana, right? I hope you know Ramayana and Mahabharata. In Ramayana, even if you take Ravana, he has 10 heads, not 10 hands. Now, who is going to operate these 10 laptops for use for Santosh and KSR? I need to hire 10 people, right? I cannot handle these 10 laptops. I need to hire 10 people. I need to hire 10 people to operate this, right? So the expense is going to be more. And suddenly one person is on leave, who will access the system? And suddenly one person comes and say that I lost my laptop, someone lost or it fell down, the data got drained. What will I do? It's my data, it's KSR data who's there in the 10 systems. Now, this is not an ideal solution to store your data. Maybe today I have a laptop, tomorrow I cannot store it in 10 laptops, or neither I can go for a server because server charges I have to buy a hardware. Where can I go and store all of this? The biggest trouble that every organization is failing even today is where can we store the data? Power BI is out of reach. Out of reach. First of all, I'm not able to store in my personal machines only. Where we can go and store it in a Power BI. Power BI is just a software that you're going to install in your laptop. Forget about it. Power BI out of reach. It is only good for visualization. Where can I store it? Now here comes the overall worldwide data. First of all, I'm shouting for KSR's 10 terabyte of data. Imagine the world is generating not the terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. It has went till yottabyte. What is this yottabyte? It is 10 power 24. And today we are end of 2024 and we are in the 2025. We can see that the data that we have that is getting generated worldwide is 181 zettabyte. So what is this data byte? 181 into 10 into followed by 1 zettabyte is 21 zeros. So 21 zeros. Oh my God. I was worrying about 10 terabyte of data in KSR. The worldwide data is actually is predicted to have 181 zettabyte. Now where can I store this? If you put an ant in front of an elephant, ant will not even be visible. Same way, I am talking about a KSR's data somewhere in the South India, somewhere in the Bangalore South, somewhere in the one area. We have an institute. We are maintaining a students information of 15,000 plus. I'm thinking about an elephant. The worldwide data as of today we have is 181 zettabyte. Where can I go and store all of this? Different companies will have different challenges. If KSR is struggling to store the data, how other companies are struggling? Right? Now this is where we are stuck. How can we handle this? Where can we store? First of all, storing in your 10 laptops is a worst ever decision that you can make. If I want a 10 laptops, why will I go and buy 10 laptops for 10 lakhs? Maybe I should have given to someone to take care of it, right? Now, let's come to a solution to this. We are talking about problem, we are talking about data growth, we are talking about worldwide, but let's come back to the solution. How can we store this data here? Well, one of the biggest challenge, you'll not believe, I've told Mahesh, let's drop off this plan. Let's not run an institute. It's getting headache for us to manage the data. See, I may be good at training, but I'm not be good at collecting all the fees, calling to each one of you. If you ask me to call to a student and speak for 1 hour, I'll tell Mahesh, even if you pay 1 lakh, I cannot do that. But Mahesh will spend 2 to 3 hours to talking to a student, right? Possibility is there because his role is different. My role is different. I can speak in the class even for 3 hours, 6 hours, 9 hours, 15 hours. I can do that. But if you ask me to speak after class to a student, it's not possible, right? So each one will have a different role. So I told Mahesh, we are good at running institute, but we may be lagging in managing the data. We may not be able good enough to manage the data, right? We don't know how to manage the data. We don't know how to do. So let's drop it. So Mahesh was saying, let's wait and watch. Is there anyone who is coming and helping us? Let's see that. Let's run the show for some days. Let's see if there is any system who comes and manages. Because as of now, the entire KSR data is managed by Santosh and Santosh laptop. If something happens to my laptop, the entire KSR data is gone. Now where can I go and store it? And nowadays, in the recent times, nowadays people are also asking recordings also. I was not listening, I was sleeping, I was eating, I was doing that work, I did not listen. Can you give me the recordings also? So every single class, the modulation of my voice, my screen share, my audio, video, everything, it comes up to 1 GB per 1 day. I'm taking 4 classes, so 4 GB per day. So how much data Santosh is generating in KSR? Where can I go and store it? If I go and store it in the on-prem, it's going to be challenging, right? And first of all, scalability problem. What is the scalability problem? Today it is 10 laptops. Tomorrow it becomes 20 laptops. Day after tomorrow it becomes 100 laptops. Where can I go and buy 100 laptops? Impossible. Impossible. Okay. I opted for server. Server also, nothing comes free here. You have to spend the money from your pocket. If all of the revenue that is we are getting generated in KSR, if I throw it on the database, where can I run the show? Ruled out. Security. How can I manage the security for those data or the important data what we KSR have if I give to someone? Ruled out. Today, if something happens to laptop, now in the next minute, if my laptop crashes, if power goes, gone. No backups. Now, start of the class, start of the class, we faced an issue in Zoom. The immediate response, Raj was available for us to help. Imagine if Raj was not there, we would have started tomorrow only. The immediate IT support is needed for us to just take care of it immediately because we are running the show in our on-premises platform. The entire KSR application, what you have been observing, it is there in the on-prem. So something goes wrong, I have to take that responsibility. And finally, limited access. Now all of this becomes the on-prem challenges. So we are nowhere going to store the data in the on-prem. On-prem is ruled out and it is going to be out of reach from today. Right? People are listening for the first time. Now you should be aware that we are not going to use any on-prem. What is on-prem? Storing it in your personal machine, storing in your personal folders, storing the data in your files, storing data in your on-prem server, buying a hardware system. Literally tell me how many people in the recent times, when did the last time you buy a pen drive? When did the last time you buy a pen drive? I remember I purchased pen drive in my last final area of the project, which was 10 years back. Before that, when was the last time you purchased a memory card? You insert a memory card in your phone, right? 2 GB, 4 GB. When did you buy the last? 10 years back. Things have changed. No more storing it in on-prem. Everything we are going to, I have still not revealed that word. Everything we are moving to, there is another person who is going to help us. And who is that person? Who is that person? The two biggest problem, every single industry, you come to KSR, you talk to Mahesh and you ask me, what is the two problems? He will say, this is the two problems. And you go to Amazon, you ask what are the two problems, they will say this. You go to any company in this world, any industry, the two main problems that you will always get it is, remember the word SP. SP. The two biggest problem is how to store the data, how to process the data. This is the two biggest challenge that we are going to get in every single business, every single project. How am I going to handle it? How am I going to handle it? Well, the answer for these two questions is, I will give a small example. I'll give a small example. Imagine I have a own car. This is my own car. Okay. If I'm owning a car, first of all, I need to spend 18 lakhs and welcome you all to India. If you're in India, you have to pay another 18% GST. And imagine I am having this car only for traveling to office. So going to office is my only goal. So up and down 50 kilometers per day. And in Bangalore traffic, okay, you will never use your fourth gear and fifth gear of your car. So obviously your petrol and the mileage will be dropping. So every day 5 liters, 600 rupees. So for 20 days which I travel to office, I need to spend 12,000 for my petrol, right? And the most importantly, I need to have a maintenance. Driving 50 kilometers per day in a month, definitely I need to spend for maintenance. So I'll spend 5,000 for maintenance. And in fact, it's a black stylish color. It's a black stylish color. So I have to clean the car as well. It's a black color. So every day 100 or 150 rupees. When a month I have to spend 3,000. So if I own a car, the expense which I have to bear is the initial cost of 23 lakhs, including the GST, and every month I need to pay 20K. This will be the cost of my own car, owning a car. Now, I'm talking about owning a car. Just think about owning a database. Just think about owning a database. For car itself, I'm paying 23 lakhs. For storing millions of records, GBs, terabytes of data, how much I need to spend? More than this. So what I thought, where can I drive? Where can I take care? Where can I do all of this? But I can use Ola and Uber. Their only work is to take care of us. If I take a Ola and Uber to ride to, if I take a ride to go to my office, first of all is no tension, no maintenance, no petrol, no cleaning, no insurance, no initial investment. I need to spend 650 rupees per day for traveling, and that is at the right charge. And I'll end up paying only 13,000 per month. Now tell me, spending 13,000 rupees per month is better to travel to office every single day without anything like this, or you have to take care of this? Personally, people who are riding cars, I'll tell you, I understand the pain. You have to drive carefully. It's a new car. Someone will touch me or not. Someone will scratch it or not. Your complete focus is actually on the driving. Mahesh told me I'll get you a car as a gift. I told Mahesh, please don't give me any car. You just give me a subscription for Ola and Uber. Wherever I travel, you please reimburse. That's enough for me. Because it reduces my tension. In this case, the example which I'm giving, owning a car and renting a car, the reason why I'm bringing to this is there is another person who's actually taking care of the riding, taking maintenance, petrol, charges, everything. There's another person. I am just utilizing the service and I'm paying it. As simple as that. In Ola and Uber, I am just paying it. They are taking care of it. They will take care of the drivers. They will take care of the maintenance. They will take care of the petrol. They will take care of the cleaning. They will take care of everything. I need not worry. If I go to a cab, and in this generation, we Indians and we humans, we need only one thing to succeed: mental peace. If you don't have mental peace, where can you go and talk about all this data engineering or data science? I need a mental peace. If I buy a car, my tension will go completely on owning a car and taking care of it. But if I rent a car, I can still live a luxury life. I can even take a ride in the BMW or Audi. It's my wish. Now the purpose of this example is, let's take someone's service to take care of our data. Right? Let's take someone to take care of ourselves. That is taking a rental car. Similarly, now the example which I'm telling is, let's not own a database on our own. Let's not own any storage system on our own. Let's take it as a service. Let us pay some amount to them. Who are they? They are nothing but the cloud computing. So 2 hours down the session, we have come to the actual solution. We are going to store our data in the cloud. No more on-prem. People who are listening for the first time, just move that on-prem from your mind. We are into the 21st century and we are in 2024 where the data is generating like anything. No more on-prem. Everything is going to be done in the cloud. Now, who is cloud? Just like your car rental company, like Ola, like Uber, they are going to provide you services. And you use the service and you just pay for them. Right? Now, very cost effective. Right? Very cost effective. You can see the amount here, right? 20,000 I'm spending on monthly basis. Here I'm spending 13K. It's cost effective. If I take the service from others, it's definitely going to be a cost effective. Unlimited storage. They have their own servers. They have their own storage. They have their own hardware. I need not worry about it. Right? Backups and recovery. In case if something happens to my data, they will only take care of backups. Tomorrow if my laptop scratches, nothing will happen. They have the backup data in them. Simple, right? Efficiency, flexible, strategy, fast development, everything I can do it with the help of cloud. Now what is a cloud? Cloud is related to some company who is providing the services and they are helping us for every single thing that we need, and we need to pay for them. We just need to pay for them. We just need to pay for them, nothing else, right? For Ola and Uber itself, we do have, a competitors, right? So similarly, in my case also, for cloud computing also, we have challenging competitors. Amazon is there, Azure is there, GCP is there, Huawei is there. So these are all the cloud computing. So if I ask you, will you take a ride in Ola or Uber? It's your wish. It's your convenient. Where you have got the good feedback, where you have got a good customer service, you will go for it. Similarly, Amazon will have their own fan base. Azure will have the own fan base. GCP will have the own fan base. Huawei will have the have their own fan base. But we are going into Azure now because we are already with the Microsoft product. So Microsoft product with the Microsoft product, the interactions will be good. So at this stage, where am I going to store the data? Again, going back to the flashback, two biggest problem that we have is a storage and processing, which I cannot do it in Power BI. I have to look for another service, and that is what we are going to cloud service. And in cloud, I am opting for Azure. Now, what is Azure? I personally don't even remember my family member's birthday, right? If you ask my mom's birthday, I don't know. If you ask my dad's birthday, I don't know. If you ask my sister's birthday, I don't know. But you ask me any technology birthday, I'll tell you. So Microsoft Azure was launched on February 1st, 2010, and it's 14 years in the market. It's a 14 years tool in the market. Okay. It's 14 years tool in the market. Now, what is this Azure is? It's an online platform. It's like an online platform. You simply go to the browser, you tell them that I need a system for this configurations. They will assign you a virtual system in the next 10 minutes with wherever you are. Wherever you are sitting. From here, you can operate any high configuration system virtually. The world itself is changed to be digital world. So every single thing I can handle it digitally. A lot of people, when I see a lot of people who have registered are from Canada, US, South Africa, Australia, and even New Zealand, right? Those people are still able to listen me without even a single lag. It's all because we are into the cloud. We're all into the digital world. So sitting at your same place, you want to access, you have to go and request for a system, they will assign. Last month, I had a problem in my laptop. My laptop is a 16 GB RAM. Okay, it was a bit slow. So Mahesh told, seems like your laptop is very small. Why can't you expand it to 32 GB? Okay, I thought I'll go and change it to 32 GB. I stay in Bangalore. People who are in Bangalore, you will be known about a well-famous area called SP Road, where you'll get all the computer accessories. So I went to SP Road morning time. So they told a lot of people were buying something, it's completely occupied. So they told to wait for some time. Then they got me a RAM. Then they fitted in my system. Then I checked there only. And by the time I came home, it took me 8 hours. 8 hours to just increase my laptop. Physically, they have to insert a RAM inside my computer, and they took nearly 8 hours. And on that particular day, I have to cancel all the classes, all the appointments. I have to take a leave, and then I have to go for it. Believe it or not, the same increased from 16 to 32 GB. I can do it in 4 minutes with the help of cloud. With the help of cloud. With the help of cloud, I can do this in just 4 minutes. I just go to the site, I just request for them, hey, can you have an increase? Suddenly data starts flowing. I need to store it. I just went and requested, just give me an increased 1 terabyte of data, just increase my RAM. 4 minutes, it's done. It's done. That's where your cloud plays a major role here. Right? So with all this cloud computing, and you can get all the resources, whatever you want, you can get it. And very proud to say that it's a second largest cloud service after AWS. Maybe you may ask me, is AWS is going to be the better, than why are you using Azure? One of the best brand in phone is Apple iPhone. Does it mean that all the 500 people in the class are having iPhone? Definitely not. I personally also, I don't use iPhone. Right? Just not because of brand, other things. Pricing comes into picture, flexibility comes into picture, what type of services comes into picture. Everything is valued here. So even though it's a second largest cloud service, it is widely used in most of the organizations, and especially if you're coming from a Microsoft family and Microsoft fan base, every company will use Microsoft. Microsoft as well as your Amazon as an equal amount of fan base. There are a lot of companies who prefer AWS cloud services, and there are a lot of companies who still prefer Microsoft cloud services. Well, we are all here for learning Microsoft cloud services, right? So 80% of the Fortune 500 companies are using Azure, and in fact they have their own servers in 60 plus regions. So in almost 60 plus regions, they have their own servers, and with that we can make our two problems to be resolved. One is going to be the storage and one is going to be the processing. These two things I can handle it with the help of Azure, right? Now let's get back into what are the services your Azure can provide. I know that it is a cloud, but what services? Imagine tomorrow I have to build a website. For building a website, people who have worked in a development, you know it, you have to buy a new laptop, you have to buy a softwares, you have to buy a licensing, you have to have a very good RAM, you have to have a very good hard disk, you should also have everything ready, and you need to install multiple softwares. Oh my God, so much of efforts is required if you're buying a on-premises laptop and softwares. But these guys, they provide your 200 services, and with the help of just a web service, you can build any websites. You just need to go and request them. This is what I need. I am going to build a KSRTC website. I'm going to build a IRCTC website. I'm going to develop a HDFC bank website, online banking. I'm just going to develop. Give me a cloud service, and they will give you. Rather than buying laptop, RAM, hard disk, you simply go and request on the portal. Directly they will go and assign it to you. And that's the beauty of cloud. Okay, I have to develop mobile application. Today everyone is using apps, mobile apps, Play Store apps, iPhone apps, right? So iOS apps. Look, where can I go and install it? You have to go and install in Play Store. But Play Store, someone has to develop and keep it there. Right now, if you are developing, there is a software called Android Studio where you have to install, and then you have to go and get a license, and then you have to go and write the code. Well, today I can simply go and build my mobile apps in this service. Right? You have 200 plus services, whether you want to build a website or you want to build a mobile application, or what is our two major problems? The two major problems that what we have was storage and processing. Right? Storage and processing. And for storage also you have service, and maybe for processing also you have services. Well, why can't I use these two services? Imagine your Azure services is like your hotel menu card. When you go to a hotel, you will see 200 plus dishes. Are you going to order everything? Are you going to eat everything at a time? Definitely no. At that point of time, what food I feel like eating, only that I will have. No, even though Azure provides 200 services where you can build a mobile application, website application, enterprise applications, you can go and use it for storage, processing, you can use it for IoT, you can use it for DevOps. If you want to develop any Photoshop, editing, videos, audios, anything you want, one solution is Azure, one of the best cloud that ever worked with. 14 years into the market, you simply go and request it, and automatically you will get every single usage for you. Right? Now, let's come back to the project now. Uber. For Uber, I have to build a data pipelines, I have to build a report, I have to build a data science project. Now, in this 200 services, which one you are going to use? Which one you are going to use? For that, the services which I'll be using will be for the data platform. You can see I have selected services out of 200 services. Out of 200 services, I am going to pick only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the 6 services can serve you for your projects. You already have a reporting tool, Power BI, but we were stuck with processing as well as the storage. Now where can I use it? Don't worry, be happy. We have a service for us, and that is nothing but 6 services that we have. And these 6 services will definitely help us to build a complete project. In the total 200 services, I am going to pick only 6 services which is going to help us for building the project. What are the 6? We will see later. ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Azure SQL Database, Azure Lake Storage, and Azure ML. All this you can use it for your problem. What is your problem? You have to build the project for Uber. For that, you need data scientists, you need data engineers, and you need data analysts. All of these people has to use this tool for completing the project. Right? Now, 200 services I cannot learn, but we have a very good opportunity to get into that 6 services. Those 6 services will serve your purpose. Imagine I'm a vegetarian and in my menu card, always I go to a restaurant, most of the food will be non-vegetarian. Okay, non-vegetarians are always lucky because you will have a lot of options. Whichever restaurant I go, I will always have a limited services. You know why? Because I'm completely vegetarian, right? Now, similarly, doesn't matter how many services they provide. Always it is what is your need. My need is I have not joined this workshop or I have not joined here to build a website or a mobile app. So why all this is needed for me? This is not needed. This is not needed. Maybe I'm not joined here to build a YouTube editing video. No. I have joined here to solve my 2 problems what my Uber is facing, and those 2 problems are S&P, storage and processing. So how can I solve this 2 and processing? And that is where your 6 services comes very handy that I'm going to use it. Okay. Now let's see how the generation has changed. We have seen till 2010. So let's see what happened after 2010. Just before the COVID time, let's see what happens. And in fact, I need to change this. It's not only till, it's till date. It's till date. From 2011 till date, what we have seen is we have moved from on-prem to cloud. What we were storing, all the Excel files, CSV files, everything, I'm not storing in my personal machine. I'm not storing in my laptops. I'm not storing in pen drive, memory card, or my phone. I am actually storing in the cloud. In the cloud, we have the storage accounts where I can store. Right? This was actually responsible for data transformations, like you can do the data cleaning, data transformations. Now I am not going to use on-prem because on-prem has done and dusted. Now it's the same thing what I want to do, data cleaning and data transformations. Now in this stage I can do it in Databricks or I can do it in ADF, Azure Data Factory. Now the things have changed. The things have changed. From 2010, we have seen a tremendous change that a lot of companies have already started moving from on-prem to cloud. So today I can proudly say that yes, the cloud is going to be the future. Every boys and girls in this class, let me tell you one thing. 5 years down the line, right? See, we meet, we don't meet, you'll interact with me or you'll not interact with me. Keeping all that aside, remember this one word Santosh is telling you on 29th November 2024. Remember this. Remember this. Before 2030, that is 5 years from now. 5 years from now, if you don't learn cloud service in the next 5 years, you will not be the right fit in IT. A very open statement I am giving you to each and every one who is listening to me on 29th November. I am telling you, if you're not aware of any cloud services, the time given for you is 5 years. By 2029, if you don't learn cloud services, you will be like a dinosaur in our life. Extent, gone, complete. No IT. IT will not be a cup of tea. People who are in the generation of learning, yes, like freshers who have joined this today's class and who are thinking that, yes, I need to have a bright future. I need to have that IT career. Let me tell you upfront the open secret to you. If you are not aware of cloud services in the next 5 years, your job is gone. somewhere in future you will remember me. Somewhere you will future, if at least you will not remember Santosh, you will remember KSR Data Vision, and you will remember, oh yeah, Santosh has told this in the one of the event, and that if you're not learning cloud, yes, my job will be lost. It, yes, you will remember it. But I don't want to get that day. I don't want you to remember that day. Today is a right day for you to get into the cloud services. If you want to keep updated, you have to be learning cloud. Cloud is going to be the future. Let it be anything. You learn AWS, you learn Azure, you learn Fabric, you learn Snowflake. Let it be anything, but it has to be the cloud. Everything you have to do it in the cloud. So with this generation from 2011 to 2020, we have seen that most of the on-premise data has been changed to cloud. And in the last 10 years, I have literally worked with 80 projects right from 2014 to 2024. What I've observed is a lot of companies in the 80 projects, 60 plus projects have only migrated from on-prem to cloud. 60 projects was only on the migration. They're moving from one place and they're putting into one place. That is what is happening in the last 10 years, right? Now, with this, what is happening, I'll tell you. We already have a Azure for storage and processing. We already have the Power BI for reporting. Now, we have already find a solution for solving our Uber. So, Uber had a major problem, data science, data engineering, and data analytics. Now this two, I have found a solution. Storage and processing, I am actually using Azure, and for analysis, maybe I'm using Power BI. Well, I am able to finalize the services today, right? So coming to the next layer, we have decided what services we are going to use. We are going to use storage and processing. We are going to use Azure, and for analysis, we are using Power BI. But the problem is it's going to be two different tools. One is Microsoft Azure and one is Microsoft Power BI. I don't know if I can give you this example. Both are coming from a same parent, Microsoft. Microsoft is a parent, right? Azure is also a product of Microsoft. Power BI is also a product of Microsoft, right? Now, there is a challenge between managing two services. Imagine like our brothers. Okay, this is an elder brother and this is a younger brother. So both are brothers. I've seen a lot of families where brothers are as close as possible, and I've also seen a lot of families where brothers are as enemies as possible. I've seen both, right? It happens. Now in this case, Microsoft is a family. Microsoft is a parent. In that we have Azure, we have Power BI. Now for our solving our Uber use case, we have chosen storage and processing for the Azure and for Power BI for the analysis. But the challenge, see, I would say that it's not a blocker. It's not a showstopper, right? It's not a showstopper. That means today, even in 2024, this combination is always rocking. This combination is always rocking. Today, there are a lot of actors, lot of famous heroes and heroines, but still we always wait for Rajinikanth's movie. Right? We always still wait for Rajinikanth's movie. Whichever language it is, we always go and watch. Right? Even though there is a lot of good actors better than him, but he's always created that brand. Right? Today, 29th November 2024, I'm still saying that the combination of Azure and Power BI is excellent for most of the use cases. I can say it as best. I can say it as best. But what Microsoft is thinking, see, I cannot judge, right? Microsoft is a parent. Microsoft is a parent based on the usages, based on the feedbacks from the clients, based on the project, how it is running, because a lot of projects we have implemented in Azure and Power BI. So clients will tell, right, hey, this is a bit slower, this could have been improved. So what clients have told Microsoft, now Microsoft is having the decision to think and make it improvement. Now what they are thinking is, do you really need two components or two different services to work on a project. Is it really needed? Why can't I do all three in one? Why can't I do all three in one? Data science, data engineering, and data analytics. Can I do all three in one? Because now I am dependent on two brothers. Maybe this for processing, this for storage, this for processing, this for storage, and this is for reporting. Maybe I have to depend on two things, but slightly, I'm telling you again, my personal experience working with almost 24 projects that I worked with Azure and Power BI. Personally, this combination is the best because till now, till yesterday, I have never faced any challenge. But some of the research says that some of the companies is saying that we may have some delay because the data has to be moved or accessed between two different services. So there could be a delay. There could be a performance issue. There could be a management, cost management. I need to pay storage also. I need to pay Power BI also. Two different licenses, two different payments. Recently, my mom has had a two maid. One maid is like a coming for cleaning, washing vessels and all. Another maid who comes for cooking. So one maid joined on 15th, one maid joined on 1st. So every 15 days I feel like paying salary. So first month, first January, maybe November 1st, I paid a salary of 5,000 to one maid. 15th, I'm paying another maid. So I feel like I'm spending over on maids because two people are coming. Two people are coming for two different service. Now I asked my mom, why can't you find a one maid who can do everything for you? Who can also do morning work, who can also do afternoon work? Let us stay in our house itself. Simple, right? We are trying to minimize the cost. Rather than paying two maids, why can't I pay one maid with a good optimized plan? The same way here also. Why you literally need to? Why you literally need to Azure and Power BI? Maybe the cost also may increase. Right? So to overcome this, why can't we have a one-stop solution? And access issue. Some people will have access to this, some people will have access to this, and security. And in fact, it is a cross-service dependency. By chance, if there is a data did not flow on time from the another component, this is gone. Your Power BI report cannot handle it. It is well said that your Azure has to send the data, it has to process the data, it has to store the data. But due to some issue, if the subscription went wrong or there is a data issue or server issue, if something happens, your Power BI will not get the data. So there is always a dependency. So to overcome the dependency, security, access management, cost management, performance issue, and latency, and I'm telling you, even now, personally, I have not faced any challenge in all the 24 projects which I've done with the help of Azure and Power BI. But there are a lot of research and companies saying that there is still going to be some challenges. Maybe we will not get to know now. 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, we may get these issues. So what Microsoft thought is, it's very challenging. Currently I am there. Now itself there is no fight between these two younger brothers. In future, if there is an ego clash between these two, definitely there will be a problems. So let's do one thing. Let's try to invent another product, another platform, and which will solve my issue. That is where over for the last 3 years, 2020 to 2023, with so much of dedication efforts, Microsoft people have come up with a one unified platform, and that next era is going to be the Fabric. From 2023, the Fabric has been into the market. It's 1 year down the line, we will see a lot of things happening. So Fabric, as we say, okay, there is a famous hero in Tamil, okay. I know who you all know is like Ajit. Okay, he is Ajit. Okay, Ajit Kumar is one of the famous actor. He keeps selling one dialogue in most of the movies. Tala style soluna. It's just the beginning, right? It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning into the new era. It's just the beginning into the new era. We are stepping into a platform where it can do everything for you. It can do everything for you. You want to build a data science project? Here we go. If you want to build a data analytics project, here we go. If you want to build a reporting, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Where we go? We go to Fabric. Fabric is being decided as a one unified platform what Microsoft has launched for us, and it has launched last year, just 1 year down the market, and it has created a very great impact. Today I am all meeting you, I am all talking about Fabric. It's all because of its usage. It's all because of its benefits, right? And the next era, especially for the people who are stepping into the career, all of this can definitely solve a lot of challenges, right? Now, what is this Copilot? What is this data factory? What is this Synapse? What is this activator and all? It's all different service providers for us. If you're trying to learn all of this in 10 days, sorry, 10 hours, it may not be possible, right? It's all, each and everyone will have different usage. So at this point of time, don't try to scratch your head. What is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? But instead focus on the high level. So today I want to build a project which, rather than depending on the Azure for storage, Azure for processing, reporting in Power BI, all I can do it in one platform, and that beautiful platform for us is Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft Fabric is going to be the next generation, but I'm telling you very openly, it's very early to tell that this is going to be the market leader. Very early, right? Recently married people in the last 2-3 years, imagine that you have a newborn baby in the last 1 year. Anyone in this family, 500 people, if there is anyone who have 1-year-old kid, if I come and ask you, can your kid become another Virat Kohli? Can your kid become another Amitabh Bachchan? Can your kid become another Messi and Ronaldo? The answer to your question is, you will not have answer. The answer at this point of time is either no, either yes. Because it is very early to come to a conclusion that whether your kid will become another Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar. Very early, because 1 year down the market. The same thing I'll tell you, people who are married in 2010 or 2011, imagine that your kid is 14 years old. Now you can already know it. 14-year-old kid, you know how strong foundation, whether he's very focused on education, whether he's very focused on sports. Now you'll have an idea. So predicting a 14-year-old kid who is going to be a market leader or 1-year-old kid is going to be a market leader, we have to wait and watch. So today the conclusion that I'm going to give is, we have a solution, but I am not treating as the best because it is invented in the last 1 year. We have to figure out what it is. Okay, with one small layman example, I'll stop for today. But that what I want to tell you is, this is Azure. What is this Azure? Azure is like a full scaled restaurant. It's a very full scaled, and you'll get all the type of food: Italian, Chinese, Indian, South Indian, every type of food you'll get here. This is actually called full scale restaurant. It's actually called full scale restaurant. You'll get starters, you'll get beverages, you'll get cool drinks, you'll get desserts, you'll get ice creams, you'll get starters, you'll get main dish, you'll get vegetarian, you'll get non-vegetarian. Every single food you'll get it here, because this is a fully scale restaurant kitchen, right? You will get every single thing here. You can see cooking, lot of chefs are there, lot of dinings is there, lot of people are there, lot of things are there, equipped with various cooking tools and appliances like ovens, stove tops, grills, refrigerators, storage, everything here. I can simply say that all in one. You can get this everything here, but probably I'm going to this restaurant only to eat ice creams. I'm going to this restaurant only for eating ice creams. Think logically, yaar. For eating ice creams, why should I go to this big environment? First of all, if you go to a big environment, do you think they will give you immediately? Maybe a lot of people are there, a lot of services are there, maybe a lot of people are already in there. So just to add desserts, which is your main goal, you have to have ice creams or cakes at that point of time. Why are you walking into a cloud which provides everything for you? So I decided, why should I go for a fully equipped kitchen? Why can't I go for specialized dessert kitchen? Very simple. Very simple. I want to eat cakes. I want to eat ice creams. Why don't I go to a dessert shop or desserts restaurant? This is specialized dessert kitchen, which is going to be only good for our need. My need is ice creams and cakes. I can choose it. But still, if you want to build websites or applications or integrate it, you have to still go with Azure only. If you feel like eating something, you have to go to a full restaurant. But my intention is only to focus on maybe ice creams and cakes. Let's get into Fabric. So the objective here is Fabric is not a replacement to Azure. Try to think this. Everyone is considering Fabric is a replacement, Fabric is a replacement, Fabric is a replacement. No, Fabric is a subset of the entire hotel. In this hotel, in this restaurant, you had everything. Maybe Chinese, Italian, South Indian, or maybe here you have a desserts, you have a snacks, maybe you have everything. Only this part, they are moving out of this cloud and they're creating a separate shop for it. And that is what is a Fabric for you. So Fabric is not a replacement. Fabric is actually a subset of Azure. Okay. With this layman explanation of what we have learned, we will be solving one of the project for Uber that we are going to solve it in this environment. This project that what we are going to do will be mainly focused on Fabric. We are going to build this project. I am still saying you Fabric is not being considered as the replacement. It is not going to overtake your Azure. But still at this point of time, I can come to a conclusion that it is there. Let's explore it. Let's work for 2-3 years. Let's see what are the updates they're trying to bring. Is it going to replace it? Let's wait and watch. Now, the conclusion that I want to give is, well, Fabric is still very, very new. It's like predicting your 1-year-old kid. Is it going to be the market leader? Is it going to be your another Virat Kohli? We don't have an answer. The only answer that we have is wait and watch. Okay, with that, we'll stop here for today. Next few minutes, I'll give an open mic session. Everyone can ask your doubts, questions, everything. I will also solve all of your comments. Whoever has commented, let me answer each one of you. And tomorrow, the day 2, which is going to happen on November 30th, tomorrow, Saturday, we are going to start exactly at 8 o'clock. The day 2, we will do a deep dive on Fabric. What is this Fabric? What are the components? And we'll see some advanced features. And post that, we will be doing the project on the last day. Okay, so with this, I conclude my day 1 of a workshop, which we have learned about a use case and what we really need. Okay, so with that, I'll allow everyone to speak, and you can raise your hands one by one, and I will be allowing to talk about your questions. Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me unmute it. Okay, so let's go with the first question. Mallikarjuna Rao. So can you speak out? I think I've enabled your mic. Mallikarjuna? Are you all able to enable the mic?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Santosh.
Yeah, please go ahead with your questions one by one.
Santosh, to know the fabric, we would be knowing that Azure must, right? So without
See,
knowing that Azure, how can we going to understand that, tomorrow's and day after tomorrow session? Is it very difficult or we can able to?
See, as I said, your Fabric is a subset of Azure. If you learn Azure, Fabric is easy. Okay, if you learn Azure, Fabric is easy. But if you're learning Fabric, it is still easy because what we have to learn in Azure, the same thing we are going to learn in Fabric, and then we are going to continue. So it's just the environment change. So nothing to worry. Before explaining each and every service, I will be talking about that Azure service first. Then only I'll be comparing with Fabric service. So you need not worry. If you have attended this entire session now and if you have understood, you can trust me. Tomorrow also you will understand.
Okay, Santosh, thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Santosh.
Hi
Good morning. This
Santosh,
is Singh.
Ajay here.
Yeah, go ahead one by one. Yes.
Yeah. Shall I ask you a
Santosh,
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Santosh. Hi, team. Good morning. Yeah, I'm working with the Power BI side, and I have a one question. This is a $1 million question. We are using Power BI, and the data source is in Databricks. We are
Okay.
using SQL queries. We have created one basic model in Power BI. In the basic model, we have created measures and relationship and everything.
Okay.
So once you created the data source, the Databricks side, and we are using direct, it is not the live store, it is a direct query. Okay. So when we are using the basic model, it is lagging the data. So
Mhm.
what we can do the best, we don't know. We are not the architects. We are the Power BI developers. So they are asking me, the client is asking me what we can do. The lagging of the visualization, and sometimes the RAM issue is also coming while interacting the visuals.
Okay.
I don't know what is the answer.
Okay.
If you
Right.
get, yeah.
Right. So thank you for asking this, your real time question, what you're facing in the real time. One thing which I could say here is, well, today, listening your question, I cannot blame Azure directly because I still don't know what level of transformations, what is the volume of the data that you're using. Azure Databricks is still one of the best ever solution that you can have it for your transformations, cleaning, optimizations, whatever it is, and directly connecting from your Databricks or database to your Power BI with the help of a direct query mode is still 99% the best solution that we have at. But the things which you have to understand is, have you implemented that Databricks effective manner? That comes to a question. We need to look into multiple criteria. Is the data flowing properly? Is a transformation as implemented? Is this pipeline already built by someone who did not have much experience, maybe has built for a namesake? Was it really optimized? Did they tackle all the challenges? Everything we have to come to a conclusion. Then only I can tell you whether this could be a replacement. But to make it better, and since we are talking about also Fabric, since you are getting from the Databricks databases which is outside your Power BI, what if you get within this entire Fabric itself? Now Fabric becomes like within your home. Within your home, you want to move any part from any place, you can easily shift it. Right? Imagine your Azure is your first floor, your Fabric is a ground floor. If you want to move from Azure to your Fabric, maybe it is taking bit of time, latency, or visuals are loading slowly. Acceptable. But if you're doing everything in your house itself, there is a solution. So Fabric could be a solution. But at this point of time, I cannot recommend directly Fabric because we still want to know how this is going to work. At this point of time, I can only say that we can figure out where is a loophole in your current project. Where is it taking time? As a Power BI developer, maybe you don't have the luxury to go and change the architecture immediately, but you can do a research. How much time the query is running, how much query it is running in the backend while pulling the direct query, how much it is taking. Why can't I try import mode? Maybe if I try import mode, my Power BI may not support the storage. Why can't I increase to a premium version? All of this you can try and then take a call.
Yeah, we are using P1 capacity, and Even
Yeah,
though
as I
we are
said,
facing issues.
yeah, even though storage, as I said, you have to go and research on the transformation part also. So maybe your data bricks or data engineers, you can talk to them and figure out how they have implemented and what type of transformations they have done. Maybe certain things you can do it in Power BI, certain things you can do it in Databricks or ADF. We need to figure out what level of transformations they have done. But uh, directly, I cannot say that Fabric is a solution, but Fabric can be used for this use case.
Yeah, thank you so much, Santosh. Thank you.
Next
Hi,
question,
Santosh.
please.
Haja
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah. Hi, Santosh. Haja here. The
yeah,
session
go
was
ahead.
very good, Santosh. Yeah, the way you presented was very nice. Like, because I know from you past like 5 years, whenever Microsoft releases a product, like you'll be in their names and all of that. So, yeah, my question is like Santosh, initial days whenever we talk about data analyst and data engineer, like we like segregate the work. Okay, like a data analyst like will be more focused on the data visualization. For data engineer will be taking care of the data storage thing. But going forward, after this fabric comes into picture, we either they are planning to make this since everything is in the same environment. Is it like what's your perspective? Like whether a Power BI developer also going forward will start to work in the data engineering side as well, along with the data visualization?
See,
What's your thought on this one?
I'll give an example for this. Okay, I'll give an example for this. Imagine you have a project, and for this project, three people are involved. One is data scientist, one is data engineer, and one is data scientist, data analyst, data engineer. Three people are involved. Now what they are doing, each people they are working for different service. Like one is working in Power BI, maybe data analyst is directly working in Power BI. Other two people are working in Azure. Three people are still there. Three people are still there. Now that just changes, we are also using three people in the same platform. So you still need data engineers, you still need data analysts, and you still need data scientists, but only changes all three will be working in same room. Initially, each one was working in different room. It was very hard for you to bring the data from one room to another room. Now all three are working into a same room. So it becomes more clarity for me to access the data whenever. So to answer your question, Power BI developer is not expected to know everything like a model, I mean, data cleaning or transformations or pipelines, or it's like focusing on the services. No, you are doing it still. Power BI developers are still doing reporting. Data engineers are still doing pipelines. Data scientists are still doing model building. But all in all, we have just changed the place. From Azure, we are doing it in Fabric. That's the only change. Still three people will be involved. Still the project will run.
Okay, you mean to say still three people working in the same environment? Like
Yes,
it's
very
not
good.
like
That's correct.
data
Yeah,
engineer
that's a
previously
right
will be
statement.
working in the portal.azure.com. Power BI guys working in the app.powerbi.com.
Exactly.
Will there be any sync going forward because Synapse is there in the portal as well? Synapse is there inside the Power Fabric as well. Is there be any sync in between these two environment, or it's like independently it's going to work?
It is going to be in one platform. So obviously, like what you can have is you can still use a platform, but again, it depends on your role. As a data analyst, what services you're going to use, it will be Fabric portal. Or as a data scientist, what you'll be using, it will be Fabric portal. Or it is a data analyst, what it will be Fabric portal. So all three will be same environment with different roles. So it's not like changing the environments at this point of time. Fabric is going to be like a one-stop shop for everyone.
Thank you.
Next question.
This is Sonia. Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for the session,
For
Santosh.
the
Basically, I
same
think,
question for extension,
sorry.
shall we
I
use in the
think
same platform Snowflake also? Other
We can see, we can use, as I said, we can use AWS, we can use Snowflake, we can use Azure, you can use all type of cloud services. But as I said, every cloud services will have a pros and cons, right? And this is a only one client, I mean, only one product based company, that is Microsoft, who has taken the initiative to come up with one unified platform. So this is one I would say product which have all in one. You can use Snowflake also, you can use AWS also. Different clients will have different cloud will have different clients. So it's all about your usage. For me, Power BI I need to use Snowflake to Power BI. Maybe it could be a bit challenging because even today Power BI has been considered as one of the best intelligence tool. So I would always want my work to be simpler. So I'm using platform which is Fabric or Azure, which is all in the one environment. So if you want, you can replace with Snowflake also, but the latency, cost, you have to pay for Power BI license and you have to pay for Snowflake also. If you have that much of money to run the show, it's difficult. So I'm choosing a one platform where pricing also is improved.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Santosh.
Yeah.
Santosh, first thing I want to appreciate how you had mentioned the way, as you mentioned, it is a movie, so we felt like a movie also. Thanks for that. Second thing I want to ask is in the Azure services, we can see the analytics tab, a category. So maybe it looks like a layman question. I'm not into Azure mostly. Okay. So my question to you is what does analytics tab do in that category does in the Azure? Is it a Power BI service over there, or can't we do that in the Azure itself, the analytics, the data analysis?
See, you can do it. You can do it in your analytics tab, which you have a set of services within the Azure. You can still use it, but here it again becomes two services, right? One is Power BI, one is Azure. So in Azure Analytics, what you can do, all the data cleaning, data transformations, you can write the Python code, PySpark code, SQL code, analyze it, data modeling, everything you can do. But overall, when you want to get it here, it becomes two subscriptions. For Azure also, you need to pay for the one subscription, and for Power BI also, you need to pay with the license. It becomes two. And now I'm overcoming that, and that's what I keep saying this. Even in the session I told you, I am not saying that Fabric is going to be the top notch for this in the next 1 year, but it is improving. And still I strongly believe that Azure and Power BI are leading in the market, but we'll see what is happening. All the companies, including me in my company projects, I'm just experimenting it. Is it going to happen? Is it going to be helpful? Because we have spent nearly 10 years to migrate from on-prem to cloud, and suddenly you're saying you move out of the cloud and move out of the Fabric. It's very challenging because we have a lot of data. Immediately I cannot shift to a Fabric, so it takes time. So we are in the research process, we are in the R&D process, whether we can do all the analytics tab what you saw, whatever we did, can we do it in Fabric? We have to wait and watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, next question.
Hi, Santosh, Abhishek.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have again the same small question. As you mentioned, Fabric is very new and things are just going up. So just wanted to know, is there any relation with how SAP also can integrate with this? Like not with this, but how is the scope for SAP as well? I know you mentioned it with Snowflake and everything, but does SAP have any future in the cloud domain?
Yeah, this question you will get the answer tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to do a deep dive on Fabric. So you can ask this question tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll say what are the supporting tools that we have for Fabric. We can see that tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hello, Santosh. My question is that after learning a Fabric course or after doing all over Fabric course, can I can I work on a Power BI or Azure separately, or I will only work on Fabric?
Okay, let me give an example. Have you learned cooking? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. So let's say that you have learned cooking.
Yes.
Okay, in the last 2-3 years, you have learned cooking. Now the question is, you learned cooking. Is that only thing you will be cook at only in your house? You will not be able to cook in your relative's house. You will not be able to cook in your friend's house. Can you say that? You have learned cooking in your house. Is it something that you can cook only in your house? You can cook anywhere, right? Just the platform is changing. So you learn Fabric. In Fabric, you learn all the Python, PySpark, SQL, reporting, everything. You can do outside also. It's just a platform change. So there is nothing to worry. Even if you learn Fabric today end to end, you can still go and work in any tool, any softwares, and any services. That is guaranteed.
Sir, Power Platform or else like Azure, which one is better for future, even if AI comes, sir?
See, every tools will have pros and cons. Okay, if you are using a Microsoft Power Platform, they have their own platform. Like you can build an app, you can use it for automation. Power Automate is there. You can build a chatbot. So a lot of things are there. So in terms of personal suggestion, both are good. Both are Microsoft product. Microsoft is always in demand. one thing which I have seen in the last 10 years, and being an employee of Microsoft, I know what is happening inside them. They are doing a lot of things in the back end. Slowly they are releasing one by one, and you would have seen Power BI is the only tool as of today which is getting monthly updates. Every month they are coming up with some updates, right? So it's actually booming. But I would say that Power Platform is also Microsoft products. Power BI Azure is also Microsoft products. So all in all, Microsoft product is demand. But here for a fabric and all, you need some coding. You need to learn some Python or a PySpark, or you need to learn some workflows. But if you go with the Power Platforms, you can build a chatbot, you can build a automation, you can build your applications with less coding. So it's your choice. If you feel like learning coding, go for Fabric and try to expand your knowledge on data science, data engineering, data analytics. It's all three, you are the king of IT. I'll tell you this word. If you know data science, if you know data analytics, if you know data engineering, you are called the king of IT, the GOAT, greatest of all time, you can say in IT, if you know all three, right? So try to learn that way. Power Platform is also good, but Power Platform, what happens is it's with a less coding and decent salary. If you're looking for a high package, data science, data engineering, data analytics should be your path. If you are looking for a normal, okay, I want to get a job, I want to start my career first, choose Power Platform. Both are in demand.
Yeah, hi Santosh, this
Yes.
is Vignesh. So first of all, I want to tell you like it's a nice session with the detailed explanation. So on the project side, I have a query like it's a basic question actually. So I see most of the people asking from the Power BI like how they can encrypt their development to the Fabric, right? But I am a data engineering guy who is working on the Azure data engineer side basically. So I want to know like how the Fabric will be useful and what are the other technologies. Like if you see in the Fabric, we have the data engineering facility, right? But other than that, we have other things like the real-time analytics for the KSQL, Synapse, and also like Power BI, right? And the data science tools also. Like as you said, like one cannot master all the things, right? So the main core area on the Fabric where we need to concentrate for the upcoming like maybe 5 to 6 years, right? So where we can concentrate because so if I see the Fabric, so the UI has a number of things. So definitely like for a person to excel everywhere in each and everything, it will be difficult. But what is the main area on the Fabric, like even in the project, right, which we have discussed? So we concentrated more on the data storage and data analysis processing, but we see don't touch on the real-time analytics or the other things basically. So what is the main area as part of maybe not on the data engineering side for any person to learn on the specific to the Fabric where they can easily mold deal to that Microsoft tool and adopt them and provide solutions. Can you explain?
Okay. So see, I get your question, but what you can do it in Azure, like building a data pipeline, since you're already a data engineer, you know what struggle you're facing, pulling the data from different data sources, it's a challenge. Then Azure subscription payments, and then you have to go with the usage per billing, and then you have to convert to BI tool. It's all in all, you're including everything, right? Let's say you have to connect with different data sources also, it becomes a challenge. And within the Azure also, you would have faced that you want to move the data from one layer to another layer. If you're aware of Medallion architecture where you'll be moving between the layers, it's all challenging between the services. But here in Fabric, what happens, what you are doing it in Azure, exactly you can do it here also. Here also you can have the data pipelines created, model building, report building, everything you can do here. But still it's just 1 year old, right? November 15th last year only they made it public. So this November we are speaking about Fabric in the sense I cannot directly go and change it to Fabric now. We are monitoring how it can handle the data load and how you can tackle it. And the backend is still the Azure. Whatever you're using here, imagine that you're using a data factory, Databricks, or if you're using any storage, the backend is still in Azure. As I said, it's a restaurant. From the restaurant, you have a desserts component. That component, you're removing it outside your restaurant. That's all you're doing. But still, it is all using all the equipments, all the things that you are preparing. Everything is still used from Azure only, right? So all in all, you can do. There is a lot of things that is happening in Fabric. You can build a data science project, data analytics project, data science engineering project, everything you can do. But Azure, if you say, it's a big, very big cloud. It's like an ocean where even you can build a websites, editing, mobile applications, everything you can do. At this point of time, I don't recommend you to move out of Azure, because Azure is still the top class cloud service, but they have come with the innovation. Let's try, let's see how it goes. That's what all of the architects, most of the architects in the engineering field as well as the analytic fields, they're tracking it, how it can handle it, what are the drawbacks, what is the bug fixing. It's just 1 year old. So to get a stabilized tool, you'd have to spend 2.5 years to 3 years in analyzing it. So we are working on it. Let's see how it works. I have worked 5 projects in this year on Fabric, because last November they released. This year I worked on 5 projects. I've still faced a lot of challenges in all 5 projects. So I cannot simply replace with what you can do with the Azure. I cannot replace with Fabric. It takes time. So to answer your question, you can do whatever you can do it in Azure, you can do it in Fabric, right? But not completely like web application, mobile application, that you cannot do. As far as my role concerned, for a project, you need data science, you need data analytics, you need data engineering. That 3 all I can do here.
But to put that extra milestone in one specific technology, like what do you say, like for anyone to start with the Fabric, right, where they can start basically, like most of the people have experience on the ETL or the data analytics, right? But like if you go to the Fabric, like there are many areas. Which is the good thing to start?
See, I would always say that analytics should be your first role that you have to choose if you are entering for the first time, because you will get to know that what are the easiest things that you can do. Then you see, once you do a reporting, you will get to know the challenge. Oh yeah, data is not clean, data is not transformed. You will get to the challenge. Then go for data engineering. Once you master the data engineering, then we will think about business and how to improve the revenue. For that, you can choose a data scientist. So the order I would give is learn data analytics, then focus on engineering, then continue with the business side.
Okay. Thank you, Santosh. Thanks for that explanation.
Santosh,
Santosh, I have a question here.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So let's say, like, when you are saying one-stop solution, Fabric that we are looking at. So as a data engineer, I'm looking Azure Synapse also a one-stop solution. Though Databricks is not there, but again, like we can do each and everything in Synapse Analytics. So as a data engineer, why should I choose Fabric over Synapse Analytics?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Within your Azure itself, you have a Synapse which can do the same thing what your Fabric can do, but provided what happens when you want to move the data from your Synapse to a data lake storage, or if you want to move outside, it's still an service to service. And the biggest problem what Synapse is facing is a pricing. So pricing is too high. Okay, the pricing was too high because it has to have a dedicated server, and it should have a Spark notebooks and all. It's a bit costly. But Fabric, it comes with a built-in Power BI also, and it becomes like a unified. So the copy activities, move activities are not much chargeable. So compared to Synapse, one thing which I've seen improvement in Fabric is a cost and optimized way of doing it.
Okay.
Hi, Santosh.
Yeah.
See, I'm a recent graduate, like in 2024. See, I am seeking opportunities in data engineering, and I am preparing for Microsoft certification, which is BP 203. So to kickstart my career in data engineering, would you give me any suggestions? Any other?
Yeah, see, definitely you do Fabric, or you do it in Azure, or you do anywhere. 2 primary languages that is required is SQL and Python. So once you're mastered with SQL and Python, whatever you do, everything will become like a cakewalk. So I would suggest as a fresher, focus on SQL and Python first, get some good grip. You should be able to write a Python script. You should be able to write a SQL script, then learn Azure directly. Because if you learn Azure, the same thing you're going to do in Fabric. So Azure, you will be you'll be learning a lot of services. You will know what you can do in Azure. The same thing you're doing it in Fabric. So that's where I would say the roadmap for you is first learn SQL, then learn Python, then learn Azure, then you implement Fabric. So Fabric, it's just 1 year old. So don't spend too much of time learning in the 1 year tool, and don't leave that 14 years old tool. Learn that first so that you'll get some good grip, and then you can say it. Personally, what I have experienced is Azure, if you learn it effectively, your Fabric is damn easy.
See, in many data engineering roles, they ask like 2 to 3 years experience. So that's why I'm learning, like I am doing professional certification. So will there be any suggestions for to showcase my abilities? Like I am doing projects, few projects. Is there any other chance to showcase my skills to in hiring process?
Okay. See, one thing I'll tell you is you would have seen the recent auction, right? IPL auction. If you people are aware of IPL auction, people were like, there are a lot of players whom we don't know, right? But they have done a research. The people who are sitting on the auction table have done a research, what they have done, what they have like played, how much of runs scored, right? They have a portfolio. They have a portfolio. Even though they have never stepped into a Indian team, they're still getting that a good price because of the portfolio. So one thing which I would suggest you is, even though you do projects, even though you do all the certification and all, only you know it. So you have to come out of it. You have to show that visibility. You should show the market that yes, I am a fresher, but what an experienced guy do, I can do that. You need to showcase. So you need to have that visibility. You need to get that into our HR's consideration. You have to keep an eye on your HRs, what they're seeing, what they're looking. So one thing is, you're doing good work. You had started working with projects. You started with SQL. You started. But the only thing which we want to get a good opportunity is you need to create a portfolio. When I say portfolio, there should be something like which showcase you what you have done. Where is your GitHub link? Have you written any articles? Medium link? Have you published it? How active you are? What are the posts you have done? Those type of visibility will definitely get you an opportunity as a fresher. Very hard statement. I know I need to tell this. Freshers will face a lot of challenges in getting a job, but all in all, you have to try it, because there is a lot of freshers are getting into good companies. It's all about how effectively you try it. So create your own portfolio, whatever the projects which you have done, create an article, publish it, mention in your resume, send it to share it with your close connections, companies, HRs. One or the other opportunity, you will get it.
Santosh, I have a question.
Yeah.
As you're saying that this Fabric is 1 year baby in the market, I understand. So being a data engineer, so I'm currently working as a data engineer and holding around 9 years of total experience. So what do you suggest? Should I go for Fabric now, or should I wait some time and then I'll opt for this Fabric?
Let me tell you one thing. Since you're already a data engineer, you already know what is Databricks, you already know what is ADF. Same thing you're using here. That's all. There is nothing that you need to learn in Fabric. Okay, there is nothing that you need to learn. You are a chef now. You know how to cook. Wherever I leave you, you will go and cook. Even if I leave you in a big boss house, you will still cook. Right? It's just a platform change. You are cooking in your house, you will also cook in your big boss house because you are good at cooking. So just focus on your skills, like writing SQL codes, Python scripts, PySpark kits, Databricks, everything you use it here. The same thing, tomorrow you come to a Fabric and do it. There is nothing like you need to learn Fabric. No, already people who know Azure, you're already above the standards. You already are in a good shape to learn Fabric. Only thing is you need to experiment. Look and feel is changing, scripts are changing here and there. Maybe you would have seen Azure more. Maybe Fabric, it becomes a bit hard to navigate it. That's all. It's a new tool, right? It's not up to them. Even I struggle. I'm telling you, in Fabric, even I struggle. It's just 1 year. They keep on changing the UI. 1 month back, what I've seen, it's not there now. And in January, it may come different. So just tool is changing, but skills doesn't change. So just focus on your Azure. Maybe start using Fabric, you will get to know the comparison. What you do at Azure, you can do same thing in the Fabric as well.
Learn in the sense, Santosh, like I'm not asking to learn from scratch. What I meant is, like, do I really require to do the certification DP 600 now, or should I wait for some time and then I can go for it?
At
Because
this
some
point,
companies are
at this
looking
point
for
of
this
time,
600.
at this point of time, certification is not that needed. All is needed is skill sets and the way of processing. So I don't think certification is needed. But in fact, if company is organizing it, go for it. If companies organizing, companies sponsoring you for certifications, go for it. Go for a Fabric certification. I can check and let you know what exactly is a certification number for under Microsoft. But if you can do a bit of research, you can do that as well.
Yeah, because as per my understanding, it is DP 600, I believe.
Yeah, you are correct. It's DP 600.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, go for it. If company is sponsoring, go for it. And it's very easy to clear. Since you would have known all the Azure services, you can go for it.
Sure, Santosh. Thanks for advice.
Hi, Santosh.
Yeah, go ahead. One by one, please. Yes.
Yeah, hi, Santosh. Good morning.
Yeah.
Like actually, I have 3 years experience in Informatica, and recently I've learned Azure Databricks and I've done certification. So, is it like good idea to switch to Fabric?
See, since you have already learned Informatica, you're already an ETL developer. You already are doing what data pulling, data cleaning, and all you're doing. Now, instead of doing it in on-prem, Informatica, Ab Initio, SSIS, it's all coming to an extent, right? It's going to expire in next few years. So I would say learning Azure will be a good opportunity, or you can directly learn Fabric. Both are same.
Okay. Thank you.
Santosh, just one question from my side. As I'm working as a Power BI developer, I used to handle Power BI and SQL queries. Just I haven't developed any database at all. Just I'm like a data analyst part. I used to develop reports, and for basic validation, I used to do the querying part. Just what your suggestion for the next step to go with as per my career?
So you know Python?
No. Just
okay, I would
SQL.
suggest learn Python because not always your SQL will be helpful. Since you've already come across a good experience in analytics where you're writing SQL code and reporting, you can focus on learning other skills like Python, big data. All this can definitely boost your experience.
Okay. Thanks.
Hey, hi, Santosh.
Yeah.
Good morning. So my question is, since suppose we have a Power BI license, do we need a Fabric license as well to use the Copilot?
Now all the license has been brought into one, like it's a Fabric license. If you take a license, everything will be sub licenses. So there is nothing like you need to take Power BI separately, Fabric separately. There is nothing like that. Everything has been standardized now.
So it is already implemented. Like we have to only purchase a Fabric license.
Yes.
And
correct.
same thing will go if I have a Power BI dashboard published in suppose say in Power App, then also I will need to purchase only a Fabric license.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much. And one more question I have is, at the beginning of the course, you said like this is just the introduction to Fabric. Like for this 3-day session will be just the introduction to the Fabric. Is there any plan like we have a training of mastering this thing?
See, we are actually running a data analytics course with Fabric where we teach Power BI, we teach Azure, and specifically also we teach data engineering. And for both the courses, we are teaching Fabric as well. And if you want to learn Fabric, you have to join a regular course. So we'll be teaching Fabric, what is required for a market, as a data analyst, what you need, for a data engineer, what you need. That things I will be explaining you.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you so much. And we'll get the details on WhatsApp or this descriptions of that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Got it.
Hi, Santosh. Santosh, actually, I have a question. See, as I am right now transition from HR to data analytics. Okay, so I have done some of the analytics in my HR role. That is of only 15 to 20%, I can say, using basic Power BI visualization and Excel. So that is where I liked it, and I wanted to completely move to data analytics. Okay, so now I'm learning Power BI, and also I'm in mid of SQL. So this Fabric and all, is it is coding involved in it, and is it because I have zero coding knowledge. So
See, as I
what is
said,
best for
yeah, see, as I said, your Fabric is just a place or a platform. There, data engineers will be involved, data scientists will be involved, data analysts will be involved. If you want to still continue as a data analyst, you need not know much of coding. SQL coding should be more than enough. SQL coding and Power BI or any reporting knowledge should be enough. But within that platform, if you want to become a data scientist or a data engineer, then coding will come into picture. So there is nothing like you have to learn coding only then you can survive in Fabric, nothing like that. In Fabric it's just an environment. That's what I'm saying, right? Just imagine Fabric is like your big boss house. What you're doing in your house, the same thing you'll go and do there. It's fine. You're also, you learn cooking, there also you're going to learn cooking. Maybe you're not doing any other works, you may not do other works there. It's as simple as that. Only the house is changing. The house is changing from Azure to Fabric. So skill wise, what you have is SQL and Power BI should be enough to continue to work in Fabric. But if you want to focus more on data science or data engineering where I have to build up pipelines, in that case, coding is mandatory.
Okay, to what extent the coding is needed, Santosh? Like, is it a technical background guy only can do it, or any non-tech
See, anyone
people
can
can
learn.
also learn?
Anyone can learn now in this Chat GPT and Gemini, Copilot and all, I don't think coding is that difficult, right? Only for interclearance you need them coding, but anyone can handle it. Okay, it's not like 10 years back what I used to do where you will not even be allowed to take a mobile as well as you'll not be allowed to take a Google on your systems of data security, but now it is not the case. So now everything has been standardized and everyone can learn coding. It's not a big challenge. Maybe for analytics you may learn bit. For data engineering you have to know extensively. For data scientists maybe moderately you have to know coding. So it all depends which one you choose. But coding depends on your role. Data analyst less coding. Data engineer a bit of more coding. Data scientist moderate coding. That is how I can classify.
Got it. Thank you, Santosh.
Hello,
Good morning,
Santosh.
Santosh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Thank you for the wonderful session, Santosh. Actually, I have 10 years experience in non-IT field. Basically, I'm from a civil engineering background. So now I'm transitioning to this data analytics field. So I learned Power BI, SQL, Python, and Excel. And also I built some portfolio projects as well. But I'm struggling to get the job right now. Even though I'm trying to apply for many roles, they are asking for minimum 2 to 3 years experience. And so I'm struggling to get this job. So now I'm planning to learn Azure or some cloud, trying to learn that one. So what could be your suggestion?
See, one thing I can tell you is you're not able to get the calls because companies are looking for experience. But maybe I can tell you very openly, you cannot go and say that I have learned at Power BI and give me an opportunity. It can never happen. One thing which you have to do is you have to just try to refine your resume. Like say that, yeah, I've done a POC projects. I've tried to include, for example, imagine in your current project itself, they're using some Excel data and you're into some other role. Just try to do when you're free time, just download a Power BI desktop. It's a very open tool. Download it. Whatever the data you have, just build a small report. Then you can showcase as that a project. Even the company is not demanding. You can change your resume to be a data analyst role by doing some POC projects, and you can showcase that this is what I've done. So 2 to 3 years experience, if you show in the analytics, you'll still get it. I don't know why you are not getting, but maybe your resume needs some work. One thing you can do is you can drop us an email. We can have a one-to-one connect with our team. Our team can help you with the resume preparation, how the effective resume has to be, why you're not getting calls. We'll do a thorough research. Our experts will go through your resume each and every line. There could be some mistake in your resume why you're not getting opportunities. We will refine your resume. We will see what company you're working. We'll see what client you're working and how we can change that to a data analytics project, and what work you need to do before applying. We will help you out.
Okay, Santosh. Actually, I also did the Microsoft certification, this Power BI Data Analytics Associate also. So even though I have mentioned that, and also with my portfolio projects I have mentioned, I couldn't able to get through any job. So I will definitely send you a mail. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
Santosh.
Reach out to us. Our team can help you.
Okay, Santosh. Thank you.
Good morning, Santosh.
Yeah,
and thanks
good
for the
morning.
wonderful session. And good morning, everyone.
I have just one question, Santosh. So suppose currently we are using all Synapse or Data Factory and other Azure services, and we are planning to move to the Data Factory, so Fabric. So how the Microsoft will help us for all this migration?
You're currently having data in?
Sorry,
Where are
data in
where are you having data? Sorry, I missed you. Your
So
voice is
currently,
breaking.
okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
What I'm saying is currently if we are using all Azure services like the Synapse, I have a data factory, individual services currently I'm using, but now I'm planning to move to the Fabric. So how the Microsoft will help us to move from individual services to the Fabric as a one service?
See,
For the
obviously, day
migration
one,
perspective,
yeah.
I'm
See,
thinking.
at this point of time, I wouldn't suggest you to directly move to Fabric before research and complete, because for me it may work, for you it may not work, depending on the volume, transformations. It comes a lot of considerations and as well as the project details. So I would not directly ask you to, but you can do a research. What is a volume supportable? Here we are using ADF. There in Fabric, what is an alternative service? What is the alternative to Databricks? You can do a research, but we can help you in helping you understand what are the equivalent services you have. But for taking a decision, it's a very important decision that you need to make if you are moving from other services to Fabric, because even I am not taking that
Sorry
decision.
to interrupt you, Santosh, but my question is a little bit different. My question is how the Microsoft will help us to migrate all the services to the Fabric.
Microsoft help in the sense they are going to give you the licensing, they are going to help you in providing the environment, they are going to provide you the workspaces, pricing, and they provide you a lot of documentations like how you can migrate the data, how can you migrate the services without loss of data, without the downtime, how can you move from other services. For everything you have a documentation, and it's still work in progress, but definitely Microsoft support you will have it. Like you have the support team, you have the licensing team, you have a different team who can help you, and choosing the service should be yours. But
definitely choosing the services as per as you mentioned, it
but
depend
support you'll
on
get it.
even
What I see, what I see from the Microsoft is there are a lot of supporting documents that you have for
that's what I want to understand. Like they have because this is really, it's an initial stage. So just like to understand whether they have the proper documentations or not. So now you're saying, okay, because if you can see, there are huge documentation available in Microsoft's websites also. But if you are working
you may not,
with,
you may not find a good videos or maybe some courses.
That's right.
That's a challenge because everyone will face this. Personally, if you ask me, for me, the only source where I learn is from Microsoft documentation, and even Microsoft documentation is not that clear because they're working on it. But as of now, documentation is the only place where I would recommend you to refer. They have come across, but not that good as Power BI and Azure, but they're improving it.
Okay, thank you. Because it's, if you can see, the even for the small searches, so we have to tab multiple places and search same thing. We can get it from the multiple places. So that's a bit confusing in a Microsoft site also. But anyway, I got the answer, Santosh. Thank you very much for all the sessions and answering my question. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.
Any other questions? I'm also available in our group. Okay, just drop a message. We have a team within KSR. A lot of KSR students are there who are working under us, who are in training with us. So definitely they will be able to help you. So whatever questions you have, just email it, just put it in the question and answer. And also I will be taking your questions tomorrow as well as the day after tomorrow. So please ask your questions in your group as well. Our team and myself will respond. Any other questions before we wind up?
Hi Santosh. No any question, but thanks for this good informative session. I'm audible?
Yeah, go ahead. Thanks for that. Yes.
I have one update. One update regarding this Microsoft Fabric certification point of view. Like there is a certification is free right now. So one challenge is going on the Microsoft Learn. If you complete that challenge, I think within this December, 31st December, you will get the free voucher for this certification. Also.
Under Microsoft website?
Yes, Santosh. Already website. I also completed that. But the exam should be, you have to took before 31st December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That's good to
actually,
know.
only
This is for
5,000
everyone. Yeah.
only
Good.
first 5,000
Yeah.
members can
That's it.
only get the vouchers actually, not everyone.
Okay. I
Okay.
got
But
the
anyway, it's
voucher.
yeah.
I'm preparing for myself.
But
Yeah.
yeah, try to take as soon as possible. But anyway, good information. Thanks for sharing. So listen to this again. If you can take up some exams on the website, they are going to give you some vouchers. Try it. Maybe if you are lucky, you will get it in that 5,000. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Any other questions?
Yes, Santosh,
Thank
I
you.
just
Thanks
have
for
one
your time,
question.
Santosh.
Yeah.
My name is Archana. I have completed I do have total 7 years experience into HR, and I have learned Power BI and SQL, and I'm getting a job as well. Like as I have put my past experience as well. But what is the suggestion? What else I can learn
ADF,
in?
Azure should be your next path.
Okay.
SQL and Power BI, it's done. Okay, I think I've told you this in my regular classes as well. Nowadays, everyone knows Power BI. Everyone knows Power BI. In my flat itself, there are 80 houses and 16 people are Power BI developers. Everyone knows Power BI. Then what is the uniqueness in your skills? So I would say ADF, Azure should be your next path.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hi.
With all that, any other last question?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Before
Yeah.
learn Fabric, should we learn anything? Any
Before?
new technology? Like before learn Fabric, should we learn any?
Before learning Fabric, maybe SQL Python could be a basic need that every IT person has to know. SQL is enough for timing, SQL analytics. But one thing which I would say is Fabric you can directly learn, or if you learn from Azure also is good. So there is nothing like you have to learn Azure first or you have to learn Fabric first. There's nothing like that. Both you can learn. But primary skill, I would say a bit of SQL knowledge will help you for trying to understand and connect the dots.
Okay, thank you.
Is the meeting link same for tomorrow as well?
Tomorrow we'll be sharing another link.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Credentials will be shared after your third day, that is on the third day, and based on the attendance percentage, if you have attended the entire session for 80-85% of times, you will be getting it, and we will be getting on the last day.
Santosh?
Yeah.
Due to some technical glitch, I have disconnected 2 or 3 times. Is it available attendance?
That's fine. Yeah, we will take care of it. Yes.
Santosh.
Yeah.
Am I audible? Hello, Santosh.
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah, so I checked our website. On that we have 2 courses, like one is about data engineering and one is full stack Power BI, right? So Power BI with Fabrics. So as of now, what I understand that if we learn the Fabric, then we will covering mostly data analysis, data engineering, and data science too, right? So what we are different offering in the data engineering course?
See, data analytics, full stack data analytics, you will be learning Power BI extensively. With that, Azure ADF will be learning, and I'll be giving an insight on Fabric. As I said, there is nothing special course called Fabric. I'm just giving a highlight of what is happening, what you do in Azure, what you're going to do in Fabric. But for data engineers, they are learning extensively Azure only. So I need not teach them. They will learn by themselves only, because I'm teaching them ADF, I'm teaching them Databricks, I'm teaching them coding, I'm teaching them PySpark. They'll simply go and change the environment. That's all. For data engineers, if you join our data engineering course in our portal, which you have seen, Fabric will become very easy for you. But since for data analytics, they are all learning for the first time, so that's why I'm giving a highlight on Fabric. So Fabric, one project I'll be teaching there, and the same thing what we are going to learn here, the same thing I will be doing with a different project. So that's a two difference between course. But if you are preferring coding and if you're preferring high package, go for data engineering, where you'll get a very good career, and whatever you do it in Azure, you can do it in Fabric also. But if you're looking for a moderate salary, I don't want much of coding, you can go for data analytics.
So can I say that which is a Power BI full stack, it is more about data analysis? And
yes, data analytics, Azure ADF will be focusing on Fabric there. But for data engineering, we'll be focusing more on Azure with more of coding.
And what will be the cost for them, both of the courses?
Data engineering, it's 28,000, and data analytics with including license, it's going to be 30,000. It's going to be 5 months course. Like we never teach in 1 or 2 day. We are going to spend extensively a good knowledge. The good thing about KSR is there is no one has ever come back to us saying that I'm not able to work in real time. That's the quality we provide, right? So 4.5 to 5 months extensively, whatever is required for a company projects. I'm not a trainer, by the way. This is for everyone. I'm not a trainer. I'm actually a working profession. So what I work in the organization is what I'm teaching here. So you can expect all the real-time examples here.
And how many projects we will get in that?
Data analytics 3, data engineering 3.
Data analysis?
Yeah, 3 projects.
3 projects. In
Yes,
and out.
will be included ADF also. ADF is also included in your data analytics course.
Okay.
Hi Santosh, good morning.
Yeah.
Deepa here. Thank you for all your efforts, Santosh, since morning. Thank you so much. And I would like to ask you that after these 3 days, right? What is our plan? I would like to continue, right? Are we going to have say only class for Fabric, or
We don't have a separate course for Fabric. Okay, as I said, what you're learning outside, you can implement it in Fabric. I keep saying this again and again. Fabric is just a new house for you. Okay, what you already have learned, you are going to a new house and do it. So for you, the recommended courses is we have a data science, we have a data analytics, we have a data engineering. Which one you want to learn, you learn here. Data analytics you can learn, or data science you can learn, or data engineering you can learn. Here we will be focusing on Azure services. Like we'll be learning with the Azure. For Power BI also we'll be focusing on Azure. For engineering also we'll be focusing on Azure. What you do it in Azure, you do it in Fabric.
okay?
So we'll
Maybe
be
for
given the
your
highlight of
information,
Fabric.
Santosh.
Yeah.
I'm working as a Power BI developer. I just started 7 months back in real-time project.
So you know
please
Azure?
suggest which one you would like
You know
to.
Azure?
No, I know SQL Power BI.
Okay, are you interested in learning coding?
No, because I have
Okay.
completed already 12 years in my career without
Okay.
coding. Now,
Okay, in that case, I would suggest you to learn ADF, focusing more on the ETL pipelines. ADF is not that coding, but you can focus more on Azure services, and then you can try to implement in Fabric. So for you, the suggested course I would say is go for data analytics with Azure only, where you will be learning Azure services, ADF, and especially will be focusing on Fabric. So that part you can take. Since you already know Power BI, try to opt from us only Azure and Fabric, which we have a limited fees as well as a good syllabus. So it's hardly 10,000, I think. So 10,000, if you pay it, you will get Azure and ADF.
Sure.
I mean, Azure, ADF and Fabric. This 3 you can get it for 10,000.
Okay. What would be the timelines? I mean, from when?
You can reach out to our team. Our team can help you with right course details. We have multiple batches, multiple courses.
Okay.
So reach out to our team. You can join our next course, next batch, or the ongoing batch is also happening. So you can go through it. You can talk to our team. Our team contact I'll be sharing you in the next 3 days. So you can contact us anytime.
Okay. Okay. I will talk to Mahesh, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh.
Hello, Santosh.
Yeah.
I'm having near about 15 years experience in development, .NET development, with all applications. And even I know the Azure. I have completed this DP 900 and AZ 900, both certifications I have done. And I'm aware about this Power BI also. So on-prem Power BI implementation I have done with the SSS data model. Little bit work happening in company on Power BI service. So not expert means not utilize this Power BI service. So with respect to this, I want to be the means which course I need to go ahead with this experience and
15 years in the market, I would suggest you are actually you want to actually move it in a good direction. I would suggest you to go for data engineering with learning coding. So I know that maybe you may not like coding, but very fact that I need to tell is coding is one thing which will always be on top. So for 2 years, 3 years, I will always suggest it's fine. You enjoy your life, even if you don't learn coding for now, it's fine. But 15 years, I know what is going to happen in future. So with 15 years of without coding knowledge, I don't want to do that. But again, if you until 10, 11, 12, 13, it's fine. 15, 16, 17, I would like you to take more interest on the architecture side, a bit of coding side. Like coding in the sense, I'm not asking you to sit and code. At least if someone is writing the code, you need to tell whether it's an optimized code or not. At that stage, you have to be. So for that, learning coding will be always an added advantage for you.
Yeah, so learning, I'm doing development itself. Even today itself, I'm doing the .NET development with this cloud integration.
Then learn Azure services. Learn Azure services. Learn bit of architect level, like what because for me, for my experience, I'm actually 10 years now. I have a very strong experience 10 years. Now only I'm actually doing architectural design. So at 15 years, definitely they'll expect you to choose which services I can do. I told you in the beginning as well when I was talking to a Uber manager, what they tell. They tell what services we can use, what tools we can use. That is where your help will come. You will be directly portrayed to a client in front of a client. You will become an architect, team leader, where you will be going and talking behalf of your team. So that way you have to have all skills knowledge. So learning Azure architect level will definitely help you to boost up your career.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm doing architect level work here, but it is you consider it is the on-premise. Everything is happening. So with respect to this Azure and to which course you will suggest? So
data engineering, I would suggest, because I'm teaching a lot of services in data engineering, which will definitely get you the high level understanding of services and in depth of what projects we are doing. So I would suggest you to go for data engineering.
Any new batch started? Or is
we are going to start January first week. This December month is like a lot of batches are coming to end. So by January 2nd, we will be starting a new batch. Once you're part of our family, once you're part of your KSR, every single information will be shared across to you, to your email and your WhatsApp. So you can always keep a track of it. And since I'll also be sharing our details, you can always reach out to us anytime for more details on batches.
Okay, so I will get this lab also no? For practical perspective, everything in data engineer course.
Data engineering, we will be going with this one, free subscription.
Free subscription.
Yeah, Azure themselves, they give the free subscription. I'll be teaching based on that.
Okay, so but in that I will able to utilize all services.
Yes. Without even pricing, we can use it.
Okay.
Santosh, are you going to take any data analytics class in future upcoming days?
We are already taking. I am taking 2 batches. One is on data analytics and one is on data engineering. When I say data analytics, it's a Power BI only. Power BI with Azure. So
yes.
Data analytics is a generalized.
Next batch?
It's going to happen in January. So you can join. You can talk to us. There are a lot of other trainers in our institute as well, where we teach. But if you're looking for a new batch, it will happen in January.
Right?
Okay. Chandrasekhar here. Well, actually, I have around 15 years of experience. Previously, I used to work for operations, and last 2 years, I've taken IGP and working as a data analyst, wherein I work on Power BI, Tableau, and SQL. And I don't have I'm basically from a commerce background. So what do you suggest?
Sorry, what you're working? I missed it. What you're working?
From last 2 years, I'm working on Power BI, SQL, and Tableau.
Okay, what's your total experience?
15 years.
15 years.
And basically, I'm from operations, finance background, and I moved to EA in last 2 years.
Okay, so I think I got your experience, and I think I've told you in the class as well. Next 5 years down the line, you as well as me will be at risk if you don't know cloud. So for you, without even thinking, cloud should be a first option. You don't know Azure, you don't know cloud, you only know Power BI, you only know SQL, and for the last 12 years, maybe you would have worked on operational side. Technical experience, you have only 3. If you want to have another 5-6 years of good solid experience in IT, up to 2022, you can still have a very good package. After that, this package becomes stable. It will not have much increase. So in order to get that 6-7 years of solid experience with a very good high package, I would suggest you to learn Azure. So for Azure, we have Azure Data Engineering, Azure Analytics. Azure Analytics in the sense you already have no Power BI, so directly you can jump into Azure Data Engineering course. Maybe you would have required to learn some coding, but it's fine. You'll still enjoy it because we are teaching from scratch. Learning Azure will definitely boost your career because it's a cloud. And once you learn Azure,
Okay,
Fabric is damn easy.
Okay, so you said Azure Data Engineering, and you also mentioned one more.
Azure, that is data analytics. In data analytics also we teach Azure, but the ratio that we cover will be less. In Azure, that is in data analytics, again I already teach Power BI, but you know Power BI, why are you rejoining it, right? So there we teach only for 1 month, but with 4 services, 4 Azure services we learn for data analytics. For data engineering, we are learning almost 10 services, 10 to 12 services. That will be a good opportunity because you're already 15.
Right. Since I'm from a commerce background, like, will it involve any of the coding, or
Coding will be there? Coding will be there, but it is manageable. Nowadays, after seeing ChatGPT and Gemini, you can master any coding. Only thing is you have to clear up the interviews, but after that, no one is going to ask where are you rating the code from. So don't worry about that. And I'll be teaching everything from scratch. The course will go up to 4.5 to 5 months, where we'll be covering SQL, Python, Big Data, PySpark, Azure services, including Databricks, Data Factory. All of these key services we'll be learning.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hello Santosh. Pandi here.
Yeah.
So hope online classes are available for this training, right? So basically I'm a working professional. I'm having around 3 years of experience in Power BI and SQL. So I'd like to take a like Azure Data Engineering course. If I'm taking that course, like what would be the class timings and what would be the fee structure, and do we get any discount on that?
Okay, every single class in KSR is actually recorded. So even if you're a working professional, the time management you can do it. See, even now, whatever the session ended 1 hour back, but still I've answered a lot of questions in the sense, even this is getting recorded. So even in the regular class, whoever is asking questions, every single questions I'll be answering and it will be recorded. So we will be sharing the recording. And for data engineering, as I said, we'll be teaching SQL, Python, PySpark, as well as the Azure services, which goes up to 4.5 to 5 months. And very openly, I can tell you, I will never complete on time because for me, the quality matters rather than the completion on time. So 4.5 to 5 months I will take. 5 months we will be teaching all the 5 services. We'll get a very good hands-on experience and you'll be able to master that in the real time. You can easily showcase 5 years of experience in your real time. But the only challenge you may have is the fees structure wise, it's 28,000. Okay, and the challenge is you have to practice then and there. That's the main challenge. Whatever I teach, you cannot simply orally go. You have to practice. So practice becomes a key in data engineering. If I learn Python today, if I do Python code, you have to practice then and there.
Yeah, sure, that I agree. So is it possible to talk with you off from this section?
Yeah, you can talk to you can ping our team. Our team can help you to solve your issue. After that, if still required, we can speak over as well. So you can talk to our team first.
Okay, where I mean the number which has mentioned in the website on the demand,
yeah,
right?
correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hi Santosh, this is Harish here.
Yes.
Thanks for the good session, and yeah, my question might be repetitive, but it's a good content what you have shared. And considering my experience, I have 16 years of experience in total of IT, and currently working as Python lead on data migrations. And I've learned Power BI by self and implemented in the projects. So as you have said that data engineering will be the suitable task to see our career in the next 5 years, correct?
Any cloud,
so,
yes.
Yeah, any cloud. So I do not have much experience on cloud. So that's my first point I need to address from here. So would you be suggesting data engineering course if I need to join and see my career next?
That's right. For you, data engineering should be the right course.
Okay,
because
I have
we'll
some
be learning cloud also. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what all will be covered in this? Because I have some part of experience on cloud, Python, MuleSoft, and core of testing.
See, MuleSoft Python, it's not a cloud, right? It's just a programming language, but
yeah, that's my
but the
background.
environment, see, the environment I would say is you'll be learning Azure Data Factory, you'll be learning Python, PySpark. Specifically, you'll be learning on Databricks. Those type of cloud services you'll be focused.
Okay.
Maybe at your stage, you can also focus more on the architecture level side.
Correct. So I was just going to the website. I couldn't see the course details. So just wanted to check if you have any.
It is there actually, but still you can reach out to our team. Our team can have a one-on-one interaction with each one of you who is having doubt. Whatever I am suggesting, we have an expert advisor, Mahesh. He can suggest you better. You can talk to him once, and then he will guide you where exactly you can get the details, brochures, fees details, course details, everything he will share with you.
Sure, Santosh. That's great for it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'll stop here. We will end the question and answer session here, but I'm very open to all the questions. In fact, I like to keep on answering, but we have a time limit, but we'll continue tomorrow. So thank you all for your attendance today. Thank you so much for making up, and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.